Hey guys, welcome to the 2021 Pokemon Perfect League auction. I'm here once again, as I was last year, with Jabba the Griffin, who is here through adverse circumstances to provide entertainment to you. He's COVID ridden, he's a busy, soon to be married man, and he is taking time out of his busy schedule to talk about Pokemon. Thanks for
You,
joining me.
you, oh, no problem. There's not much in life more important than the PPL auction.
That's what I was thinking. So let's just catch people up with the basics. We're going to start momentarily here, but let's just catch people up with a couple things. So, just like last year, it's 8 teams. It's the exact same 8 teams as before. In some cases, we have returning managers. In some cases, we don't. Either way, there are retains. As you can see on the screen here, 6 players did get retained by their respective franchises. The teams can have a minimum of 12 players, 10 starters and 2 subs, and a maximum of 16 players. And players can only, unless they cost under 5K, only play tiers that they signed up for. So that's the general premise, and we're going to be starting momentarily. The nomination order is the reverse of where they finished last year. So the Driftvale Gold Diggers, who were 8th last year, are going to go first. Supernova 7th, so they go second, and so on and so forth, concluding with the defending champion Snipers. Though, to be fair, other than Gaku, who they retained, the Snipers basically are a completely different team. They do not have a returning manager. They just have the one retained. So the fact that they won last year is great. I don't know if it matters this year. Right,
Okay.
Jabba?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm just looking through. It looks like Yetis have the most retains.
They do. They're starting with by far the least amount of money at 71,000 compared to most teams with the full 120. But they retain 3 players in order to get there: Shortage, Luck, Skill, and Mela, who actually were all those were their top 3 performers last year, 3 best records last year.
Is it the same? Are they managed by the same people?
It is, yeah. That is both the manager and the assistant manager returning, as is the case with the Goldenrod Rollers of Diofantine and Triangles. And looks like
Yeah.
we're just doing a final ready check here before we get this going. I'm going to pull up on screen for you guys. I got this little paper going, trying to keep track of what every team is doing. And as we go, and at the end, maybe Java and I can tell you how we think the teams are. Now, granted, let's just get the elephant in the room out of the way. This player pool, is not as strong as some other side tours, so it's going to be probably a little lacking compared to like a Discord Premier League or certain editions of ROA PL. I don't want to harp on that all auction long, but some of the teams are going to look interesting comparatively. There's not going to be. It's not as strong as it's been in the past, but I don't want to harp on that. Just getting that out of the way. We all know it. We're still going to have fun with the tour. And here we are, beginning only 4 minutes late, which is basically early as far as a Pokemon auction is concerned. Driftvale Gold Diggers. That would be Vulpix 03, who I think is a very strong drafter. Maybe the wow.
Hey! Pop, 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 pop.
First nomination, Java the Griffin. I don't know if that was on purpose because we're recording or not, but it makes me happy. Java with the
Let's
nom.
go. Off the bat.
And Java was not offered a retain from the Dragoons. I don't know why they didn't reach out to you. I bet you you're going to go more than your retain price. Java was 10K
Um,
last year. His retain would have been 13. I bet you he goes for more here. And actually, even worse, it's Zakaru bidding, you donk-a-donk. Why didn't you just retain him then?
that's pretty funny.
See if Zakaru ends up buying him for more than what the retain would have been. That would
Did
make
he,
me very happy.
did he even remember he had me? That'd be funny.
So you're ADV or DPP. Yeah, see, now. This is awful. Zakaru is going to buy you for more than the retain.
Oh my god.
12, 12, 5. Well, next number's the match. Yeah, there's the 13. There's the
There's my
retain.
retain number.
And 13-5. Now does Zakaru bid? Yep. Zakaru putting down the 14. Could have
Man,
just retained you for 13.
I
Did
love
not
my.
even ask. I don't know if you would have accepted or not. Probably, right? But he didn't even ask.
Yeah, sure, why not? That's all right. He pumped me up.
14-5. There you go. You are a gold digger alongside your buddy Posse G.
Over.
and Vulpix.
Overpay.
I'm gonna slot you in for ADV, but maybe you'll be DPP. We'll see what the rest of the team does, but I'm gonna
I
slot
don't
you in
know. Every
ADV.
one of these weird side tours, I sign up for DPP, and no one ever puts me there.
Yeah.
I
Here's
mean, I've been winning an ADV, so why the fuck? I guess why put me anywhere else? I'll just zap dog.
That's awful. Zakaru bid. He could have just retained you.
I know. That's pretty hilarious.
Well,
We got Kale up second though, my boy Kale.
yeah, already crossing 10K. Kale. Okay, so last year Kale played GSC actually for BKC and Marco on the Sears, which is now under new management. This year he signed up for ADV only, and he's already way past the 5K threshold, so he's going to be ADVing for somebody.
He's been crushing it lately. I think he's been playing really well.
Yeah, Kale's going to be almost certainly somewhere in Callis Invitational. Play-ins or main event, we'll see when it rolls around. But he's looking sharp. He's better than he's been in years, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And the managers seem to know that. Here we are at 15 and potentially still going. 15-5. Everybody still needs everything at this point, so it's harder to talk about this early in the auction. This team needs this team needs that.
This could end up being a pretty fun ADV pool. Well, you got Shortage, Water Mess, me, and Kale, which was like the top four end of DPL last year, but none of them signed up this year, which was unfortunate because I was hoping to get some playing against those guys again because they're really fun people to play against.
Seems to be a
But
miscommunication here between Mr. Tim and his co-manager, Drogba and Shenhua. Looks like Tim was not expecting Drogba to upbid there, but then Zakaru came over the top, but then Drogba came over the top again, and a little bit of hesitation. We're slowing down, but this is getting up there, 18K. Now, granted, because of the player pool and the, not as strong pool that we talked about, some of these prices are probably going to look inflated in general. Is going to be players that you would normally think are kind of middle of the pack players going for expensive prices. Kale is. Oh, I put Jabba down as a Dragoon. I don't know why I did that. He was a Dragoon last year. Jabba's a Gold Digger. Kale is a Dragoon. And now Fake's coming up, who signed up for actual everything, so you can put him wherever you want. Now,
he's
granted,
gonna go. He's gonna go for a ton.
yeah, I mean, I don't think you would ever really put him in like RBY. That just seems like a waste.
No, no,
But
you're just gonna put him in like DPP or BW probably. Maybe advanced, but I assume PPL usually has one of the stronger advanced pools, so there's really no reason you probably want to put him in 4 or 5.
Jabba is of the opinion. I wouldn't know because I just don't play these tiers. But Jabba thinks that Fakes, even though he's so well known for his ADV, Jabba thinks he's better at DPP and at Black White than he is at ADV.
Yeah, yeah. I mean I've played him in all three a lot, and I think his DPP is really strong in his BW, and I think advanced. I don't. I you know I'm of the opinion that a lot of people that are considered great in advance usually aren't that great.
That's very
I,
fair.
I've been that way for a while. I think some people just walk in with generic shit. Fakes is unique in advance a little bit. Like I remember he tossed me in permasand with the jump bluff. No one's jump bluffed me since then, but I haven't stopped bringing teams that are jump bluff weak. Like if people would just do a little scouting like he did there, it would
Wow,
just roll me. So
31,000 there for Fakes. I'm not sure where to put him. I
it
will. I don't know where to
probably
put him.
depended on how the rest of the team shakes out. Oh, that was Zakaru that went in too.
I think at this.
Kalen.
I think I'm just gonna throw him down for DPP right now, but I'll move him as needed. But it's early aggression from Zakaru, whereas some teams like the Sears or the Yetis, for example, haven't even bid on anybody yet, haven't even dipped in. But
Well,
early, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, here's what's gonna happen with Zakaru's team. He's gonna do these huge bids early, and then he's just gonna fill the rest of the team out with 3K Frenchies.
Yeah, that was reminiscent of his strategy last year. In fact, oh boy,
Yep.
and here's Mela on camera messaging me and talking shit about fakes. Perfect. Let's get that on YouTube. Imagine
Whoa.
imagine paying 31K for a guy who doesn't show up for half his games. LOL. All right, look,
Uh,
bars are closed because of COVID. Fakes has nowhere else to be.
right.
19.5. I lost track. Oh, TC, Thunder Zebra. Interesting. He played GSC and SPL this year, but he's RBY only in this. You cannot put him in GSC. So someone's paying 20K or more for him to RBY for somebody. Goldenrod
Jeez.
Rollers, that's Dio and Triangles. They had a great season last year. They were the finalist team last year. And yeah, that's going to be their first purchase. Dio and Triangles going to get Thunder Zebra doing the RBY for them.
Did Paisley sign up?
He's managing.
Oh, he is.
Is he your manager? He's your manager.
Okay, that's what I was saying because he's the one that sent me the invite, and I was wondering because it only listed Vulpix as a drafter. I guess he's just not drafting. So I
They
was
are not.
wondering if
They're not
I
letting him.
wonder.
They're not letting him draft because he's banned.
That's fair.
FOMOG is not allowing it, which is bullshit because we allowed Disaster Area, who was perma banned, to draft last year. But FOMOG's discretion. This is an underpay, by the way, for Ryza right now. Yep,
That
Nine,
makes sense.
19. That's too little for sure. Given, Fakes just went for 31. TC playing RBY just went for 20. Is TC better at RBY than Ryza is at Black White? That's an underpay. Fortress Snipers there, great buy, 19K Ryza. And now Dice, my all-time favorite SPL teammate, coming up for auction. He
Oh shit.
signed up for 1 through 5. Oh, wow, that jumped. 21. Somebody bid from 10.5 all the way to 20. And now here's the upbid on 21. Looks like Hot Skitty wants to take a chance on Dice.
For
And
21.
and we'll get him. If he shows up, that's an underpay.
Well,
Talent-wise, it's an underpay.
he's been playing all his side tour matches. He just doesn't really care and just pops them out, but he wins. Like he did really well in ADVPL.
Yeah, no, I think that was a good purchase. I don't know where they're gonna put him. I'll slot him in black white, but we'll move that as need be. Assuming he plays, I think that was an underpay. So I think that the Seers and the Snipers both have good early buys and underpays with the 19K Ryza and the 21K Dice respectively. Now, another one who is on my SPL team, Sadistic Narwhal, our RB Wire. He was on the defending champion Snipers, but they did not opt to retain him. Is now up to 15K and still climbing. He signed up for. Realistically, he's RBY only, but he also, I guess, signed up for GSC and DPP. Why not?
Yeah, I know exactly. It would be nice to get him. This is gonna cost a lot of money, but he's a cool guy.
17. Well, that's your team. Yeah, no, your team's interested in him. Apparently, Vulpix interested. 18K. Here's 18.5. So it's Snipers and Gold Diggers back and forth here. Nobody else still interested at this point. Price getting a little steep. We're at 19 here. Narwhal, even though he did not have a great SPL, is notoriously very good on Pokemon Perfect, does really well on this website and in our tours. He had a very good year last year in this tournament. Wouldn't be surprised if he did it again. Is he going to be a sniper again? This is another example of him going for more than his retain would have been to the same team. Yeah, they could have just retained him for less, but nevertheless, Sniper's picking up Narwhal. And that's a good squad. Ryza, Gaku, Narwhal is pretty good.
Now that I realized Vulpix and Paisley were managing, I probably would not have accepted a a retain anyway.
See, this is the team you want to be on.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well,
Because I just ask Paisley to give me teams.
yeah, that works just fine. So Jabba's where he wants to be on the Gold Diggers. Hell, the first nom, Jabba the Griffin.
Yeah, and now I know obviously why they went so hard for me because Paisley just.
So
he,
very different approaches here. We have guys who have nobody, and we have teams that have 3. You're definitely seeing different draft strategy in action here.
have the Pyros went after anybody yet?
I don't think so. Here comes Sprinkles. I guess the Sprinkler he goes by now. Sprinkles is a better name.
Oh God,
They're both
I want the
bad.
Sprinkler so bad. I want him so bad.
I would have retained him for 10K if I were on the Sears. That's not a joke. For this DPP pool, him for 10K, absolutely.
Sprinkles is the
He's
he
good.
takes, he
Whatever.
takes these side tours more seriously than anybody I know.
Oh, he's a great
We're
teammate. Say whatever you want
we're on
about
the,
his personality. He's a great teammate. I've had him multiple times, and he wins in these side tours. He's
oh
good.
yeah, he's crushing it in DPL, and he keeps bragging in the main channel. It's fucking great.
Yeah, he's funny. It looks like it's you guys that are going for him. I know you want him. I would love to team with Sprinkles again. Here's 9. Here's 9-5. Supernova's interested. Sears, who had him last year. Hutskitty, obviously no interest here. Could have retained him for less than this. Not bidding at all.
Yeah, I think you can take it up to like 15 or something. I
There's
think he's
gold.
worth it.
There's gold
15,
diggers for
16.
12. That's what you want, right? You want to land Sprinkles.
Yeah. If
12.
we get
Ooh, ooh.
that's a steal in my opinion.
Oh, it's a great price. Yeah,
Fuck
that
yeah.
was a real good buy.
Fuck yeah. Let's go. Gold diggers. We got this. Me and the sprinkles. I'm gonna start telling people if they want to retain me in these side tours, they also have to retain sprinkles. Or go
You got
in.
a pretty good team. You've teamed with him even more than I have. We bought him a couple times in side tours, but then in the stupid mishmash North America team for Pokemon World Cup, you guys had a ragtag squad together last year and you made top 4.
That shit was hilarious.
Here's Furf, a late sign up here. I believe he's RBY only, which is the only. I mean, I think he plays a little GSC, but RBY only for all intents and purposes. We have multiple teams interested. Bids from Sears, Supernovas, Dragoons, Gold Diggers. Quite a few teams interested in this player.
Still not the Pyros though. Have they nominated someone yet? Yeah, the Pyros
Well, they
have.
must. They must have, right?
Yeah. They were like what, third nom? Yeah.
Yeah, the Pyros. I don't know if they have very specific players in mind or if they're AFK or what, but Pyros and Yetis both. I mean, Yetis I understand because they're starting with so little money, but taking a conservative approach. 18K. This is one of those examples of, this is clearly an inflated price in a normal auction, but in this auction, you're going to get stuff like this, and he is going to be a Supernova alongside Caetano.
I would expect the RBY pool to be pretty strong in this though, right?
It's okay.
Usually RBY and advance I would expect to be the strongest, and like BW be the weakest.
Speaking of BW, here is Boom Bye Yeah. That would be Chulio.
Oh, okay. I love the alts on this site.
That would be Chulio. Does everyone know that? Evidently not, or they'd be bidding, I think. This would be 6K for him. Even 6.5 is way too low if somebody lands that. Looks like Rollers and, hey, Pyros are interested in this player.
They're alive.
7K is too low for Chulio, so is 7.5. I mean, I'm going to keep saying this. He should be at least 10. 7.5? That feels too low. Wow,
Damn.
that very good buy for the Pyros. Their first buy is an underpriced Chulio. Good for them, and he will
Boom by
be
yeah.
black whiting for them. All right, here's Keenix, who he signed up for RBY GSC. I would assume that he's GSCing, but whatever the
Kenix
team needs.
first, free fucking Kenix. Okay. Second, he's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, if we're assuming he's GSCing, the GSC pool in this, God, I can't wait to see the 10 starters. It's gonna be, or the, God, 10 starters, 16 starters. It's there's gonna be some head scratchers, I think. Like, I can't wait to see the 13, 14, 15, 16 starter. I'm not gonna even know who they are.
Is this like our APL format? Is it two of each on every team?
Correct.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah, no,
Things are
the GSC is I'd go hard on GSC. You're gonna be digging for scraps.
things are gonna be rough at the back end. It should be fun to see.
Snipers and Gold Diggers interested, and that seems to be it. Nobody else. Most recent bid by another team is all the way back at 12,000. We're up to 16 now. Snipers and Gold Diggers. Will Jabba be a teammate of Keenix? Yes. He will be joining Spriggles, Jabba, Posse, and Vulpix on The Driftvale Gold Diggers. Good little squad you got there. Sprinkles, Jabba, Koenix. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
A couple of these teams look pretty good. It's an interesting draft. Gaku, Ryza, Narwhal's obviously solid. The triple retains are good. Kale and Fakes I mean, they spent a lot, but those are obviously two good players.
He uses 3 R's. Come on, guys.
Yeah, no, just 2 R's. Not enough. All right, Vanisher. GSC only, German guy. He was picked up by the Indy Scooters as a GSC sub this past SPL. I'm not sure how many games he ended up playing, but if he's purchased for SPL, he's obviously more than good enough for a side tour like this. And this would be an underpay should he go for only 7.5. Sears, Rollers, Dragoons, all getting involved here. And like I said, the GSC, I think you should go hard because it's gonna it drops off a cliff. I mean, the GSC is rough in this. Definitely, if you can get a guy who's remotely competent, which certainly Vanisher is, then I think you're doing okay. If you got to pay a little more than you want to, this is
Right.
still too little, for sure. Average GSC players in this should be 12, 13, 14, 15 because the pool is that bad. That's an underpay for sure. Goodbye for Hot Skitty on Warlord action of the Sears.
Yeah, that's not bad. Not a bad purchase at all.
It's an underpay for a GSC starter that's going to be totally fine in this tour, given what the GSC pool is. Okay, so this is
We got.
interesting. So here's Eden, but he's only DPP or Black White. You cannot ADV Eden.
Is that a permanent for the entire season restriction?
No, in the playoffs you can do whatever you want.
Okay. So DPP BW Eden. I don't know how good he is at those.
Black White, I'm not sure. I think he's meh, but I think his DPP is actually pretty good.
I mean, anybody with a brains DPP is pretty good. You just lead a Zelf and then jam 5 shit behind it, and the last is either uh, agility penguin or trick room zong, and then that's your team every single time. And you could push a positive SPL record if you did that, but
Well,
some people don't do that.
I was gonna say, what do we know about positive DPP SPL records? 2-7 TOF on the Tigers this past year for us.
I know, and that's part of the reason I don't want to manage again, like SPL. Just watching that, I was like, I could have won every single one of these games with the same fucking team, and I have to watch this.
Wow, Eden is 26
Yeah,
5 for the non ADV Eden. And I think he's good at GSC too, but he didn't sign up for that either. 27 for DPP, presumably. I mean, I guess you can black white him, but DPP Eden is what I'm calling it here. And there are still 3 teams bidding over the 26K mark. Pyros, Supernovas, Rollers.
ooh, Pyros really want Eden.
They must have him. Eden, Eden's Embrace, Sunny, Sunny Oros. The man has too many names, but they all want him. 28.5. Man, this is hefty. I think Fakes has been the most expensive so far, but this is not too far behind. We rolling, they hating. Yep, Eden gonna be riding dirty with triangles and Dio. Goldenrod rollers. Let's see. I'm gonna slot him into DPP. Eden Water Mess Thunder Zebra. Solid. I mean, that's a lot for Eden, but again, prices will be inflated in this given what the pool is.
I wonder just how many like 3K players every team's going to end up with.
All of them.
It's going to be awkward for teams that didn't do a little bit of research. Probably the best thing to do is just have buddies that are like competent
Yeah,
sign up.
yeah, just be, hey, what tier do I need for a sub? Oh, this guy plays RBY. Here we go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna feel really bad about the. There's gonna be like maybe 2 people in the whole pool. 3 people that don't get picked. Like,
That's pretty funny. Imagine being one of those.
I don't want to. It's a sad day. I'm gonna send them flowers. John Ledger, GSC only.
Is there a
Hired.
spread of the signups, the pools
Yeah,
anywhere?
yeah. There's a sheet. We linked it at some point in the Pokemon Perfect general chat. Shouldn't have to scroll too far up.
I'm not in that.
Well, that sounds like a you problem.
I leave it every year after PPL's over
Yeah, that's fair.
because I have way too many servers. I think I have like 20.
That is too many servers. How many of those are Pokemon? You don't have to actually count.
I just want to see. I have 25, and I think like 20 are Pokemon related.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Here's 8K John Ledger, 8.5. Again, the GSC. You gotta do what you gotta do. Rollers and Gold Diggers. Hey, one of those is your team. Rollers and
Hey,
Gold Diggers interested here. Maybe you'll be his teammate. Looking like Rollers, maybe?
who
It's
pointed out?
it's gonna be the
Paisley,
Rollers.
Paisley just pointed out most of our team is banned from Smoke On right now. We're like banned, at least banned from tournaments.
You want to join the club?
I know, right? I could. I just have to give my political opinion somewhere.
Hey!
Bop. Uh,
Alright, John Ledger GSC for Rollers. Here's Crystal. Hey, we bought her in ROAPL. She's really cool and she's pretty good. Uh, Underrated. She really does well in side tours. I've seen her 4-1, 5-1, those kind of records in side tours. She knows what she's doing. She builds. She's a good teammate. Nothing but praise for Crystal. Like her quite a bit, and apparently so do other people. Multiple
Jesus.
teams. Yetis, Gold Diggers, Novas, Pyros. A lot of bids here. 18-5 and counting on one of the better DPP options in the pool, Crystal.
I remember Sprinkles was harassing her in DPL because she sat for a week when he was supposed to play her, and he was like, "Are you scared?" Sprinkles is the best.
So Pyros picking up Crystal. Okay. So Chulio and Crystal on the Pyros. Fair enough. Oh, and Christos and Paris apologizing. They both they had her last year on the Yetis, and maybe they had talked. Maybe she wanted to go there again. I'm not sure. They both apologized. I guess they both wanted to get her, but yeah, when you triple retain, sacrifices must be made. You only have so much cash. 18.5 is a lot, which is good. It means people want her and respect her as they should. But yeah, they couldn't afford her. She's going to be a Pyro, which nothing wrong with that. Xylo and Haru are good managers, and Julio and Crystal is good. And also the Pyros have the most money right now, so if there's somebody else that they want, they can probably make a good push. Well, we got a little pause in the action here. Good time to review the teams. I mean, really, all the teams, or the start of the teams anyway, were obviously very early on. They all seem pretty good. Here's an interesting one. Emerald, so your team had the option to retain Emerald for just 10K, which feels like a huge underpay, but I don't know if like Posse just doesn't get along with Emerald or what, but was not interested in this 10K retain, and you knew he was going to be more, and you already see it, 16K and
Yeah.
counting. So you guys have the
Maybe
option to get him for 10. Didn't want him. I'm not sure the reason behind that, but
there are
that stood out to me. I would have made that retain, but it's easy for me to
there
say without
are
knowing the
there are a
relationship.
lot of people that hate Paisley, so
Yeah, it totally could just be that. Could be an issue player to player. But yeah, here he is going for at least double his retain price here. And he's going to go for exactly double his retain price. He's going to be 20K to the Supernovas. Caetano, Emerald, and Furf. Good little squad there for the Moss Deep Soviet Novas of Mr. Tim. Another pause. Oh, hey, it's your team. Figuring out who to grab here. This year I was too lazy to do an ordered sheet the way that I had done in the previous year of like who I think you should grab and who the best options are, blah blah blah. I'm just rolling with the flow here. So I don't know who I would nominate if I were them. Let's see, who's still in the pool? Oh, some good players. I see Mickmer, I see Johnny G, I see Siglet, I see Max und Max, who I guarantee your team pushes for because of the relationship that Posse has with him.
Oh
Byron,
yeah, that
Byron the Well, Unknown Dragon is a Chinese RBY. Oiso Blue, not that I ever pronounced that correctly, but we have him.
PC.
Yeah, he's 2-1 in ROAPL with us. None of the above. That would be Ophion. I'll let
Is
Jabba
that,
talk about Ophion.
uh, I don't know much about his lower tiers. I know he wanted to play with us for ROAPL, but I've frankly never seen him play anything earlier than like current gen shit. I don't know.
That's not quite my recollection of what happened, but
Well, he was on our ROAPL team last year. What the fuck did he play?
badly.
Well, yeah, yeah, but what gen?
I think he played ADV once against Bad Dummy.
Okay, okay.
Here we are, 7K, Yetis, Dragoons, and that looks like it.
I
Nope, just
wanna.
kidding. Supernovas.
I want Max as our second ADV
You
after you
got
mentioned him.
you guys are gonna grab him for sure. Posse loves him. He's for those who don't know, he is Felix, who did really well in SPL. He's Felix's brother, twin brother actually. So I would assume that that's a player that Posse, with his relationship with the Germans, is going to be interested in. Ophion ADV or Black White, huh? I don't know where to put him. I view him kind of as more of a sub, but maybe in this pool he's not. I don't know. I'll say I'll throw him down as Black White, I guess, for now for Supernovas. But that
Yeah,
is
for sure. We're not going to start him advance into this pool because he's just going to get tossed every week.
well, subject to change. We'll see. That was an interesting purchase. I don't love that purchase for Supernovas, but hey, Ophion, I don't have any problem with you personally, man. Prove me wrong. Go fucking 6-1. I'll be impressed. That'll be great.
Who's Rampage Weber? Because it looks like we're going pretty hard after him.
Hey, it's Rampage Weber. He signed up for everything probably just to be a good teammate, but realistically, this is an RBY only, and this would be an underpay. Yeah, there you go. 9K. That's your team's shaping up, my friend.
Yeah. Well, if is he pretty good? Because I mean, if Narwhal and the other dude are going for like 20,000, is this guy comparable to them?
Yeah, no, that was a good buy for sure.
Oh, it's RBY Mickmer,
RBY
who's
only Mickmer.
who's better at RBY than I thought he was after watching him play.
Yeah, a lot of people know this guy as an ADV guy, which I mean is fair, is justified, but maybe a less known fact, certainly among my audience, since I'm obviously ADV focused, is that Mickmer plays quite a bit of RBY and he's pretty good at it. In fact, he just this week in ROAPL, he defeated Genesis 7 on our team, who is an SPL level RBY. So Mickmer can obviously play, and we'll see if the managers respect that. And a lot of them seem to. We have Yetis in, Dragoons in, Seers in. 10K would definitely be an underpay for RBY Mickmer. And that's
Yeah,
what it's going to be.
that's a pretty good price.
Yeah, no, this is a good team he's got going here. Dice, Vanisher, Mickmer, two of which for blatant underpays in my opinion, and one of which for maybe a little bit underpay. Or Dice's price was either fair or an underpay, and the other two were underpays. So I think that Hot Skitty is doing a good job in this auction. I think he's gotten good prices on good players, and he's got a solid core right now.
Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Sure. It's interesting. This auction so far is better than I thought that it would be. There are some solid cores of teams right now. Okay, and here comes Shakur, who I teamed with just earlier this year in ADV Premier League. This guy's really underrated. I'm glad he's getting purchased. It's about time. He's been trying for years to get purchased in side tours, and just nobody ever does. And the dude just needs a chance. He's solid. He has access to good teams. He's a lot better than people think. I'm surprised he's ADV only. He actually plays a little bit of GSC reasonably well, but he's ADV only, which he also plays reasonably well. And we'll see if somebody takes a chance on him. Looks like
I
the snipers are willing to grab him. Oh, welcome back.
Yeah, I actually will be playing him in probably after this ends
No,
for for DPL.
fair enough.
He's ADV in that too.
Not sure if he's going to be a starter or a sub, but he is ADV only. So assuming that he is a starter, they'll have the Gaku plus Shakur core for their ADV, which is totally fine given the pool. Endil, a very late addition. He is one of the two players that I allowed in after the signups closed because, frankly, the pool could use players.
Yeah, right.
Uh,
Sometimes you have to make that.
Now, I'm not trying to be a hypocrite because I had a comparable 1-4 shitty debut in my first SPL. Endel coming off a 1-5 debut in his first SPL. Not great, but nevertheless, a talented player here who probably learned things and became a better player from the lessons that he learned. And this side tour is obviously not SPL, so I think he'll be just fine despite that rough debut. And managers seem to agree. 16, 17, and counting with Pyros, Gold Diggers, and Supernovas all in the mix here.
Well, I'm surprised Vulpix is going after him so hard.
19, yeah, your manager wants him. Will that get it done? It will
I
not.
don't think so. Probably low 20s. I can see happening.
Mr. Tim 19-5. And your manager, Vulpix, continues with the Gold Diggers, 20K, 20.5. A lot of respect for an SPL starter. Does 20.5 get it done for the Supernovas? No. Vulpix and Posse really want him. 21K they're willing to shell out for Endil.
I'm surprised.
21.5. Looks like we've got a two-horse race at this point. Gold Diggers and Supernovas back and forth. 22.5, 23 for Gold Diggers. He might be ADVing right alongside you. You
Oh
might
yeah,
have
that.
you might have found your partner.
Yep. Here's the pair.
Well, you also might be DPPing alongside Sprinkles, but
That'd be
End
pretty fun.
Endil is ADV, so he's down for sure. He's going to be a gold digger, and now Johnny G2, who signed up for both ADV and DPP. I bet he gets shoehorned into ADV. I don't know if that's right or not. I don't know. Christos is the one who nommed him. He did just get second in our DPP Open, only losing in the finals to Mail, so I really don't think it's wild to slot him in DPP. And quite a few teams here. We have Dragoons, Pyros,
Last DPP.
Yetis. Quite a bit of interest here. 11-5, 12. Yeah, man. Johnny G. He's solid and he's versatile. This dude should definitely be an SPL sub next year at worst. Just pay 3K and just have a versatile sub that you can put anywhere 1 through 5. He'll tag in and do it. And he's a good teammate.
But unfortunately, most managers don't pay attention to who's worthy of a 3K sub. It's usually just who your buddies are.
Correct. Purchase your friend. Pyros and Yetis are, yeah, we're down to just these two teams. Everybody else has dropped out, it seems. Pyros
He's
and
still
Yetis making the push.
I don't
16-5.
I don't think he's worth this much, but that's okay.
Let's take a look. The Pyros, they only have two players. They could put him anywhere, but he could DPP alongside Crystal or be their first ADV. Yetis, on the other hand, have not made a purchase since their triple retain. They could also put him anywhere. They have no DPP and they have shortage ADVing. Still two horses in the race, Pyros and Yetis. Nobody else thinks he's worth this price. Will it be Yetis? 18-5. and that'll get it done. I'm not
Yeah,
not sure
that's a
where. I'm not sure.
that's a
He could do either one. I'm gonna put him down for DPP, I guess, to keep their options open. But we'll see who they pick up.
yeah, that's a dot overpay for sure.
Too much for Johnny G, says Jabba.
100%. Yeah, probably pay like 13K for him, 12.
Here's
Good
Jonks.
guy, good player, but he's not 18.5 good.
Now
Jayhawk.
where do you put Jonks? Black
I have
white.
no idea. I know the guy. I know his English is broken, but he's a nice guy.
He is a nice guy.
Um, probably. I mean, ADV maybe. I know he's in that community. He talks a lot in the ADV channel, but I've never really seen him play anything. I don't know if he's a ladder hero or what. I've never faced him in one of these tours that I'm in.
I was thinking he should go in black white, but let's see. See what the managers think. We have Sears, Yetis, Dragoons, all with varying degrees of interest. I mean, we'll see who's really interested after a certain point. Right now, the price is inoffensive, but we're about to cross that 10K mark, and teams that are not so interested are going to start to drop out sooner rather than later. In fact, we've dramatically slowed down here. Sears 9.5 for Jonks. Fair enough, that'll do it. I don't know where they're going to put him. I'm going to throw him down for purposes of this in black-white, but again, when the teams start to fill out, I will swap people around and see if I can decode it. I'm doing this live just as you guys are, trying to figure out the puzzle as we go. Snipers with the nom. They have new managers this year.
Justamente.
Justamente. That's
He's Gilberto Arenoso.
yeah, they have funny names, but it's Pablo Garcia and Nolorium managing the Snipers this year.
Okay.
And they got a good little squad. Not surprised they picked up Shocker. They little bias toward the Latin American players, which is fine. We all have the little bias of grabbing our buddies. All right, SEA, C, whatever you want to call it. This is Super Epic Ampharos being nominated here.
Why Ampros don't have wool?
Why, Java? Is there no
Uh,
punchline?
no, it's an old smoke on meme.
Oh man, I don't know that one. Damn it.
No, it was just some guy. He's just would spam. Why Ampros don't have wool?
Hey, maybe some of the older guys listening on my channel will appreciate that. I didn't catch it, but everybody likes
Or
a
it
good
might have been
meme.
Net Battle Info. You remember Net Battle Info? That was probably before
It's
your time.
before my time.
Trainer. When did you first start playing?
I mean,
Were you were you
I
were you
play.
a shoddy guy? Or?
Well, I played cartridge since forever. I played like red and blue on my Game Boy back in elementary school. But you're
I don't
talking
think you're
about
that. What
you're
was your
talking
first sit?
yeah 2012
All right. So what was that? What was that like Pokemon Online?
Pokemon Online.
Okay.
Dragoons. He's not going to be in black white. So Dragoons have him SEA as an ADV option alongside Kalepora. So
Kale plus SEA. Not a solid. That's a fine combo for relatively cheap.
yep.
Because obviously we got top end advance, but we paid through the nose for it. Like 35K total or something, 37 maybe.
I think it's okay to do that because the difference between the top end and the bottom end in this pool is quite noticeable. Like the bottom 20, 30 guys, I would kind of. Have you even heard of them? Some of these people, I don't even. Who's next? Wow.
Right.
Triangle's throwing repeated shade at fakes throughout this auction, getting it on YouTube.
Fakes had his first kiss at 23.
Fuck, man, that's only a year after you did.
Hey, shut the fuck up.
Here comes Oibuff. 8K, 9K. You know, I had Oibuff. We had Oibuff last year in ROAPL, and he went 2-5, and I've kind of been shitting on him since then. But I think he's 3-0 in ROAPL this year. He's bounced back in a big way, and I don't know if he got unlucky or if he's currently getting lucky or a little bit of both, but he looks quite a bit better this year than he has in the past. And
What
again,
you've been
the GSC pool leaves a lot to be desired. 12K for him is probably a good price to the Supernovas. Oh man, I'm dreading in particular. I mean, multiple things, but I'm dreading to see the full 16 GSC starters. Like the bottom five are going to be. I might as well start my wife. I might as well start my dog. Like
Did they sign up?
they should have. Ah, this is late. Why didn't he get nommed way before this? Sabella's good at black white. I don't know what he does in 2-3-4. I'm sure he's fine, especially given the pool, but Sabella's good at black white. I'm surprised he didn't get nommed before this. This should be an expensive one, I would think.
Probably means we can't afford it. We're almost to the point where we're just gonna have to start buying people for 3K. So that'll be funny when that starts happening. Pyros, on the other hand, have a small country's GDP to buy the remaining 8 players. But by the time they start buying people, it's going to be all the three
Correct.
to 5K guys.
Correct. And also, this tournament has a max of the number of players you could have, so they actually might end up with dead money. They might just end up with a pile of, what do I do with this? Because you can't have more than 16 on a team. Oh, your managers are in. I don't know what the cap is of what you can really pay, but
I think if we spend 27.5, that means the rest of our players are all going to be 3K.
God, that feels like so much. I mean, I love me some Sabella, but 27.5, that's so much. We're not there yet.
Well,
We're only at 19, which is more
well, I
within
mean,
the realm of reason.
hopefully we don't get to that point. And even at this point, that means we only have 7K of wiggle room. So like,
Who needs it? Make
it
the push. Looks like
reminds me of when you went in on a bush tush. You're like, fucking, why not? Let's go.
that was such a good buy. He went 6-3 or 5-3 because we sat him
Yeah,
1 week after he sucked dick with a rain team.
the poor Pelipper
Poor
had
Pelipper.
a
Fucking Bush.
family.
Yeah, no, Bush has made the whole species extinct. Pyro's buying Sabella for 20K. Okay, where are the Pyros? I assume he'll be black whiting alongside Chulio, and that's got to be one of the better black white cores in the store. Chulio plus Sabella. That's pretty solid.
Yeah, it's gonna be funny because I feel like teams are pairing up. So like some teams are just gonna have amazing pairs in one tier, then just complete trash. Like
Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic of this tour for sure. Here's our other late sign up. Here's the other guy that I allowed in after signups closed. Lord Thor X, also known as Multi Nightmare. Has never been anything but nice to me, so I've always liked this guy. I've kind of teased him, given him shit a little bit about him as a player, but again, like Oibov, has started to get results, has started to do better and better in these side tours, has a positive record right now in ROAPL. I think he beat Amaranth 2-0 in RBY, which that's really good. The Idiot Ninja's very good, so if you're 2-0ing him, maybe this guy got better. And again, managers seem to think that. Here's 12-5, here's 13. This is more than I would have expected him to go for in certainly this time last year, but maybe he got better. People are interested.
forget the Thorks. Shit, I was supposed to play. I'm just gonna tell this dude he can take the win.
What?
Just take the dub.
What tournament?
PU's open.
Oh boy. Alright, so Pyros by Lord Thorax for 14. I don't know if he's going to be RBY or GSC. He could do either one. I'll put him down as RBY for now. Luisot, a Latin American player. I don't remember exactly where. Venezuela, maybe. I don't remember exactly where. But DPP only. He's somebody that I legitimately considered as an SPL option. People can laugh at me. I mean, hey, I remember when I said in my server, and I can dig this out if you don't believe it, I said in my server a few months prior to SPL, hey, I'm really considering Snowfall. I think he's pretty good. I got laughed out of the fucking building. He's nowhere near ready. He sucks. He's not good enough for SPL. Pretty sure he went 6-3. So you can all lick my nuts. Uh, Lewis Sod, I think, is pretty good too, but see how it plays out here. Dude, that's another one of the Sears. They keep getting what I think are underpays. I think he's having a good draft over there. Dyson Jonks for Black White, Lewis Sot DPP, Vanisher GSE, RBY Mickmer. Yeah, I think Hot Skitty with the Sears is having a solid draft.
Okay, so I did go through your server. Fakes said Snowfall is pretty good, yeah. And XCal was like, Snowfall's not there yet, but XCal is not good at Pokemon. So I hope to God XCal doesn't watch this.
I think there
But
are, I think there were other people too who were, I think BKC or maybe some others were all, oh, he's not ready, he's not good enough. Maybe even Posse. I don't remember exactly, but multiple people were all, no, he's not ready yet. He's not good enough.
Matakata.
Doesn't
Matakata isn't bad.
Not a
Uh,
lot of demand here. For 4K, what did he sign up for? All the things. Where do I put him?
I would start him ADV. He's pretty good. 1 second, I'm getting a phone call.
But they don't need ADV.
What? I don't really have much time.
Oh, geez, I can hear Jabba's phone call in the background. Let's try to drown that out. I hope it's not a private conversation because it's gonna make it onto this recording. Devin smokes, y'all. This is the same Devin who played New Gens in SPL. He's good. He's kind of green, but nice guy, creative builder. Black white only. Yep, black white only for this, which seems to be the lower tier that he puts the most time and effort into. And we have multiple teams: Yetis, Seers, Dragoons, Rollers, all interested to various extents. Nobody seems that interested since we're already kind of waning out around the 7 or 8K mark, but working on it. Zakaru with Dragoons for 8.
Okay, I'm back.
We could hear portions of your phone call. I hope that wasn't important.
No, it was Allison getting hair product for the wedding.
Well, that's doesn't get much more important than that.
Yeah, she needed to know what shade something was. Women,
Auburn
am I right?
women. God, why don't we both
Players.
why don't we both get rid of our wives and just marry each other?
That's I think about that every day.
As do I.
What do we got left in ADV?
See, I don't know what you do with Matakata going back to the Dragoons thing because they already have Kale and SEA, which are both or no, I guess SEA is black white, but not really. So like Kale and SEA are both like locked into ADV, so I think Matakata probably goes somewhere else. And then
Okay.
they just picked
Why?
up Devin Smokes y'all for black white. Matakata might end up being a sub for them. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, not a bad sub. I've only ever played him in a ADV, and I know he's fine. He beat my Marowak team, which is a high bar.
So here's Luna, who I didn't even know that he plays black white. So here's the issue with Luna. He just like talent wise, he's one of the best RBYs in the pool, but he's so unreliable. This guy just like disappears and quits mid tour all the time. He's like Somalia Jr.
I was,
basically.
I was just about to say he's got the Somalia disease.
Basically, I have a hard time buying him. He was picked up for SPL as well, and again, he's good. He can play. Just like he just quits all the time. He just disappears. His activity is dick. I like Luna, but he just motivation issues. This would be yet another good buy for the Sears, assuming he actually plays. I think Hot Skitty's having a very good draft over there. Man, that's rock solid. Dice Jonks, Lewisot, Vanisher, and then Mickmer Luna for their RBY, which has got to be one of the best RBY cores in the tour. That's very good.
Only needs like advance, and there are I just looked through the advanced here remaining players. I think there's enough to put together two grab like NCH Max
Here he is, in
and
fact. Niche Max
they were
is up for nom.
okay.
He beat me in ADV PL, which was cool. It was a close game, but he won. And then
No, was he got destroyed?
It was a 1-0 close game that he won. And then, what else? He was a Cal's Fight Night champion for 1 week, only to be dethroned by the mighty Watermass. But he did beat Coco, who had been our champ for like a month or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, Coco had a good run. Half those were just knocking other players out of the pool because they were too frustrated to schedule with him.
Pyro's picking up Niche Max. No way they're playing him in DPP. Let's just be real here. That'll be one of their ADV starters. So they have, according to what I have, I might be wrong, but the Chulio Sabella Black White Core, which is very good. Crystal in DPP. Niche Max ADV, and then I assume Lord Thorax is RBY, but he can also GSC. Maybe the pool is thin enough to where you need to do that. I don't know. But that looks like a solid squad. It's, yeah, again, just given what the pool is, I think a lot of these teams look better than I thought that they would. I'm looking forward to a competitive tour here with a lot of parity. Some of these squads look legit.
We'll see how they flesh out. Looking at the GSC pool and the remaining pool, that's going to be pretty rough.
How are we feeling about your team, Jabba?
I mean, it looks good so far. We got a pretty good squad. We for sure need hopefully fill that out. DPP is going to be a bit rough. I like Top Keck LOL. Oh, he did. Okay. Top LEL Top Keck sign up for DPP.
I remember
Like
this guy vividly because last
well,
year when they nominated Laroxel, Jabba immediately said that he thinks he takes that for his stomach. I think you had a stomach bug at the time or something going on with your stomach. You said some stupid thing like that at the time.
yeah. That was around the time I went to the emergency room for my stomach. Yeah.
Sears picking up Laroxel for 4.5, which I assume is RBY.
I think insurance should cover half that price though.
Sears don't actually need RBY, so he's either a sub or he's GS. I'm going to put him down as a sub. Mick Merluna is clearly their RBY,
Yeah.
undoubtedly.
Well, he could GSC. If the GSC pool is as weak as you say, he could GSC with Vanisher and then
Interesting. So Splash, an Oros main, basically an Oros one trick, is Black Whiting, apparently. Hey, I'm glad he signed up. More the merrier. Does anyone want to gamble on him in an off tier? Does not look
yeah.
like it.
Last BW.
Oh, it scared Zokru into the bid. Oh no, not the last BW. I must bid.
Is there anyone actually I do recognize in this BW pool?
Looks like
Hero's
Zokru's gonna
Destiny.
land him.
Is that actually B? Beautiful?
Yeah.
Okay. Rockhand is still in the pool.
Black white only splash, huh? For the Dragoons. I don't know about all that. I'm gonna put him down as a sub.
Electricity Cat should probably go for pretty cheap, and he's good at like everything.
Toy Teen is a black white main. Pokemon Trainer Blue is a Latin American black white that supposedly is very good, says all the Latin American players. Quilly is a German black white option that, again, all the Germans say is good. But at the moment, we have a Hero's Destiny. I think Yetis are going to want this. Yetis have this thing where they're trying to like reassemble as much of their team from last year as possible, which is noble and wholesome and heartwarming and all that. But it's also predictable. It also means that you're missing out on opportunities for other players. So I don't necessarily love this strategy, but will they grab him again? They had him last year. They did well. They will not. Okay, that looks like a more proper Black Whiter, but he also signed up for ADV. What do they need? Dragoons. They do not need ADV. So
Nope.
I think that's going to be their second Black White, which is going to knock Splash down to the bench. I guess you could DPP him, but of the three, the DPP is clearly his weakest. Now, Fakey coming up, not to be confused with Fakes. I would not start this guy in ADV, but I think black-white, he's a decent option. Who needs black-white? Probably everybody at this point, or almost everybody. Dragoons and Pyros don't. Everybody else, or no, Supernovas don't either. So I guess we are starting to really fill out the teams. Hey, Seers don't either. Shit, this auction's gone faster than I thought. Half the teams don't actually need black-white.
Last fakes. Good
Last
joke.
fakes. Yeah, I like that. Snipers.
0.5. Looks like Siglet.
Ryza plus Fakey. Pretty good.
Siglet loaded up his game.
Did he win for once?
He's losing.
God, is he gonna start 03?
I mean, so he might. So he's still got.
Do I have to bench him for fucking London 13, you motherfucker? Do I
He
really?
might be good. So his Jirachi's frozen, which sucks obviously, but he's got Dougie in on Blissey, and I think Offstar should toss after that. Coco looks really Offstar weak after this. Dougie
Coco,
kills.
huh?
Oh, not that. Coco's our team. I mean, who is this guy?
Cyber, I love you, Jesus.
Yeah, my bad. I just the weird fucking names.
All good. He loves Jesus. He's a devoted man.
Who the hell's DMA?
I'll tell you who he is. He's the 10K, probably AD for Sears. What do they need? Sears. Yeah, they don't need black-white, which is the other thing he signed up for. So DMA is going to be ADVing for them. All right, here's our guy. Here's Pokemon Trainer Blue, black-white master who defeated Soulwind in Pokemon Online World Cup.
There's no way this guy could beat Trainer Orange though.
This man defeated Soulwind.
Wow. No one's ever done that before.
That's what I'm saying. So he must be good. And he's your teammate.
Oh, really?
He's a gold digger.
You say he's pretty good, right? You said? And so we needed BW, so to pick up a pretty good BW player. People just must not know who the fuck he is.
Yeah, no, I think that was another good pickup. I think you guys definitely have one of the stronger teams.
Is this for Fight Night? I think Watermess is playing for Fight Night.
Yeah, probably. Just I can't even just tell him I'm doing the auction and I'll narrate the replay.
Yeah, they're aware.
Here comes Electricity Cat, DPP in black-white only. Probably better in DPP out of the two, but whatever people need. Zakaru interested, Pyro's interested, Hot Skitty with the Sears interested.
Yeah, he's definitely worth. He's pretty good.
10K, 11. Yeah, he's got to be one of the better DPPs. And I think I'm looking at my list here. A lot of the teams need DPP right now. I'm seeing a lot of teams that have 1 or 0 DPP at the moment. And in fact, no teams, according to my list, have both of their DPPs figured out at this point. So a lot of demand here. 12 seems too low. People might be afraid to spend money, but you need guys. Pyro's going to pick them up. Yeah, I think he's going to... That's pretty good. So this team has a lot of things figured out already. So they have the Trulio and Sabella black-white core, the Crystal Electricity Cat DPP core, and can fill in accordingly. Pyros have a cohesive draft. I don't know if their team is necessarily one of the strongest teams, but it certainly isn't bad. But they have a very cohesive draft and a very clear game plan, which is always good.
Indeed it is. I just recommended my team buy top Keck. If we need a second DPP, I think it'll be pretty cheap. I just played him in a pretty late round of the DPP seasonal the other day, and he's a solid off player.
Looks like, I mean, assuming you're ADVing instead of DPP, looks like you guys need everything other than ADV at the moment.
We're gonna get him GSC, and okay.
Oh, the top guy, yeah, that's not bad.
I didn't know he GSC too.
Yeah, given the pool, Doesn't seem like a terrible plan.
Right, right.
Here he is. How do we pronounce this guy, Jabba?
We see blue.
That one. Here he is.
Ha ha.
Oh, RVY only is 2-1 for us in ROAPL at the moment. Good teammate, friendly with the team. He tells us what he's going to use every week. He's good. I've enjoyed having him. I don't know if he's ever played a team tour before. Maybe he just plays French tours. I don't know. But relatively new to the scene. Has been a good teammate for us and somebody that I'm glad that we picked. And he's going to go for cheaper than he should. 9K for him given this pool is an underpay. He's going to, I think, do well for them. And he will be joining the Yetis, who have one of everything, so they can fill whatever based on who comes up.
Man, the rollers are gonna find themselves in a rough spot.
We
Oh
rolling,
man,
they hating.
patrolling. It's funny every time. Let's see.
Toy Teen, black white only. There's no suspense here. Who needs a black white? The answer is 4 of the teams do, 4 of the teams don't. Who wants Toy Teen? Finch's 2T in the Smogon tutoring program. Or maybe former 2T, but nevertheless was taught by the master himself,
Oh
the
boy.
Finchinator.
So then this guy should go for a lot, right? Is that how that works?
Seems to go for
6K.
6K. Snipers. Well, I had them not needing a black white, so maybe Fakey. No, that's bad too. Well, something just went wrong. Huh. Yeah, I don't know about that buy because they have Shocker who's ADV only, and then they have Fakey and then they have Toy Teen who's black white only, and then they have Fakey who's ADV and black white only. So one of those guys is gonna have to be on the bench. So they overpaid for a sub somewhere. Here comes Lighthouses, way better at DPP than he is at ADV. Not even close.
I'm surprised he's going for so low right now. I don't know where he's going to peak, but it doesn't seem like there's a ton of interest. I don't know. Maybe he's fallen off recently or something, but I would have expected him to be around like 12, 13, whatever.
Maybe he still
I
will be.
mean, maybe we might get there. I mean, it's not looking like it.
Nope, we're slowing down at about 9, it looks like. Who needs DPP? Everybody. So who wants them? The Rollers are going to pick them up. And assuming that Eden is in fact DPPing instead of black whiting, which is not guaranteed, but if that is the case, then they are done with their DPP with the solid Eden and Lighthouses core. How's our boy Siglet doing?
I would say he's slightly ahead.
I like ahead.
He missed a pretty crucial thunder on a melodic
Oh, we don't
with
like
his
that.
with his
Hey,
mix, with his special car. Oh
it's our,
B.
it's our boy. I don't know where the fuck you put him.
I don't know either.
He could just pick up and play anything. The dude's so talented. Like just he was testing black white for SPL and he was winning. Like you could just build a boring black white standard as fuck and just play. He'll go like 5-2 in this. You watch. Just fucking throw him in black white.
Right, right.
Give him standard teams and he'll just shred. The dude is so good. Oh, it's an underpay. You guys are underestimating.
Damn, if we get B for 5.5, that brings the entire PPL squad we got together.
Look at that. Dirty, dirty.
Me, B, and Sprinkles.
That's such an underpay.
We're
That is
undefeated
that
in
is such
DPL
an
too.
underpay. He's gonna be in black white alongside his buddy Blue. So like not only are those two buds, but Blue's gonna hook him up with teams, and he's gonna be more motivated because he's playing with his friend. Oh, that was such an underpay. B is gonna donk on people in the black white pool.
That's pretty great.
Last place gold diggers last year looking like they will not be in last place again. It's a good squad. And then Keenix is Latin American as well, and also friends with B and Blue. So you
Yeah,
guys have that. Now you got the team synergy going on over there. You got a good squad.
Here's my boy Egalvank. I've never known someone to be as hated by the community as this guy just because he brings weird shit.
Yeah, no, I said on a previous video, one of the draft videos, that I don't want to buy him because he's immature and he needs to grow up, and he disproved my point by yelling at me on Discord that I'm immature and I need to grow up. So, guess I was wrong. You got me. He is going to be a Yeti. What did he sign up for? RBY, GSC, Black, White. I would put him on the bench or just not buy him, but I guess he'll be Black Whiting, I guess.
I would start him Black White. He's pretty good. You just
Yes.
gotta watch. You gotta watch out for his Stone Edge fucking Gastrodon that he loves to bring.
So Luck Skill, Eagle Vank, Black White, presumably. Here's
Yeah.
Arctic. What did he sign up for? 3 through 5. Oops. 3 through 5.
This fight night game turned into a shit show. Just
Oh,
to
that's awesome. I love shit shows. Can't wait to narrate that when I'm done. 200 turn Hariyama no
I mean we're
sand stall fest.
we're only 41 turns in, but the game has devolved into something you're gonna have fun watching. I'm not gonna spoil it.
Yeah, please don't. I can't wait. After 2 hours straight of doing this, there's nothing more I'd rather do. Let's see.
Richie dropping the let me actually think about this for a second. Okay.
So Arctic, I have the Dragoons not needing ADV or Black White, so I guess
DPP?
Arctic, I guess, is going to be DPPing. Yeah, I don't really know him very well, so I don't know if that's a good buy or bad buy. I've heard the name. I don't know much beyond that, but he's going to be DPPing for the Dragoons. Hey, I guarantee this guy ends up on your team. Guarantee.
Yep, we're gonna chase him pretty hard, I think.
Max und Max, the twin brother of Felix, who had a huge breakout SPL with the scooters. And a good snake, but an even better SPL.
Is Felix in this?
He's not.
Oh, that's a bummer.
I mean, maybe he'll ghost Max und Max. I don't know.
I mean, that's fine. Same thing, I guess.
They're twins. Doesn't count.
Mm-hmm. It's actually in the rules.
7-5.
5 would be nice. Looks like he's going to be Sprinkles pair. All right. We only need 2 more players left. We're looking pretty good.
Yeah, no, your team looks great. Your team looks like one of the strongest.
I judge these by if you can look at the entire team
And you've heard of
in
them.
one, and you
And you've heard
and
of
you
them.
recognize. Yeah, exactly. If you recognize pretty much every single player.
Chino
That's what.
Itsuki, Amethyst Pupil. Here's a goodbye alert. This guy's good. This dude is a solid. He's a Chinese ADV. People don't know him or respect him because he's Chinese and they live in their own world, but this guy can play. This is a super underpay. Oh, yeah. Great buy for Supernovas there. He's worth way more than that.
I want to get paired against them then. Chinese players are interesting because they always kind of live in their own meta game.
He can play this. He's solid. Chino Itsuki is good. That was a good and cheap buy that frankly the Supernovas need because they're a little tight on cash, but that their team's good, and that was good. That was a big buy for them. There's a lot of parity. I really can't wait to see the lineups laid out on paper. I'm trying to do it the best I can on my own little paper here. Couple teams look like real standouts to me. Yours certainly among them, but there's some good squads. 16-bit. I don't know this guy very well, but he seems to be very well known in the ADV community, and people seem to like this guy. I don't know if he's like a meme or if he's just a nice guy, but seems well liked among the ADV crowd.
And Siglet's got lost right now.
Siglet's losing.
I think he should force this Starmie melodic interaction until he gets the full power, and then I think he can win.
I wish I could catch the game. I'm dedicated, guys. You see what I'm missing? I'm missing Fight Night. I'm missing games for ROAPL. I'm doing this all for you, the fans. You owe me a hit on that like button for the sacrifices I make for you. Hit that fucking like button if you're still watching this.
You know what? I think he might win. he's just got to keep this Zapdos alive, and then it's over. I
16,
think.
16-bit for the snipers. Where are the snipers? What do
75
they
was
need?
it?
They don't need ADV. I don't know where you put 16-bit. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's interesting. Well, did Shocker sign up for anything else?
No, ADV only, which is interesting. Here comes the classy name of Herpetosyphilis. That's Juan Juan,
Oh,
who
Juan Juan.
and he's your teammate.
What does he play?
I think he's a good bull. I mean, good being relative. Black white. I think he's playing bench for you is what he's playing. But
Okay.
stockings probably an ADV option. I mean, I've never seen him play RBY, so I don't know how good or not good he is there. Presumably, this is an ADV option and a reasonable one, especially given the pool.
He's pretty good at ADV and you.
Yeah, you could definitely do worse than stockings here. I think Hot Skitty's going to want him. I think there's a relationship there. Yeah, Sears pushing.
Like a sexual relationship, or what are you talking about here?
I mean, I don't care what they do in their bedroom. That's beyond my scope.
It's Smogon, so these days, who even knows? All right. Siglet is
Hot Skitty going to land it. 10-5. Seems like a good price for stockings. Yep. Hot Skitty going to grab them, and that's going to be presumably their second ADV starter. So they just need a DPP and a GSC, and they've got themselves a team, and it's a pretty solid team. Like I've said the whole time, I think Hot Skitty's had a good draft.
yeah, it's all right. Not as good as ours, but
I was
not
gonna
every.
say, however, the player that the person in this pool that I think is the best drafter is Vulpix, probably followed by Triangles, and I think the person who I think is the best drafter, Vulpix, probably is the best team right now. Here's
Byron
Pyros.
well.
Byron the Well. Love the name. Love the Discord name as well. Ass Man. I remember last year you asked me if he was a proctologist. He's a. He should be in DPP, I would say. I mean, he can play anything. He's relatively versatile, but among the old gen tiers, because he's more of a new gen guy and a lower tiers guy. But I think DPP is where he most belongs here, and he would be a fine asset.
Looks like we want to fill out with Emma and top Lel, top Keck. That would round us out and make us pretty good.
It would.
We would need one more, right?
No, that's it, right? Or do I have it wrong?
We got to go to 12, right?
Yeah, do I have you down as having 8 guys. Did I? Oh no, I've Juan. I forgot about him. Yeah.
We have 9, so 2 more would put us at 11. So
Yeah, you need a GSC and an RBY starter unless Juan is one of those, which he shouldn't be.
no, our RB. Oh, do we need RBY?
I don't know what the plan is. Maybe you would be RBYing. I wouldn't, but maybe you guys do. Roller's picking up Byron for 10k, so he'll be DPPing or not because Eden. Okay, so that moves Eden, I guess. So that puts Eden in black white.
I'm surprised no one's touched Rockhand yet.
So there's Eden in black white. So it's actually going to be Lighthouses and Byron in DPP, according to what I've got here.
Siglet's in the pool, Yajko,
The Potate Douche.
64 squares.
Siglet, you better be winning, you motherfucker. I swear to God, I will bench you for fucking London 13.
He won because
We take wins. All right, snipers. Snipers for the potato. I don't know him very well. RBY GSC to the snipers. What do they need? Let's
here.
say that he's GSCing. The potato douche.
Oh, here's Rockhand.
Here
Yeah,
is
he's
Rockin'. Yeah.
So here's how the end of this Siglet match went. All right, so
Oh,
so
I have multiple matches to catch up on at the end of this, apparently.
DD Tar lead DD Tar was in on our Zapdos, which was at 14%,
Uh-huh.
and Op DD'd and then missed rock slide as Thunderbolt 2-hit killed. uh,
Perfect.
he 100% or op 1 if he hit the rock slide. That's why I always run HP Bug to clean up those 14% zaps.
That's why you need it.
Yep, not for anything else. Just I've won so many games just because I didn't have
And
to
why
take that
why
risk.
bother with Rock Slide? Why don't we just HP Rock?
I mean, I've seen it. it's not.
There's
It's not
Rockon to the Sears, which he might be
okay, not bad.
he might be GSCing for them actually.
Jeez, Rockhand GSC. I didn't know he can.
Went 3-1 in Coronavirus Premier League in the
Oh,
GSC.
oh well, there you go. Wait, is he the one that came in for us?
Yes, and got 6-0'd. Yes. Here is Jajko. I remember all Jabba's jokes from last year. It was so much fun. The Jajko and Furf core that Jabba was a fan of last year. RBY Jajko. Uh, Dragoon
Man,
6K, Gold Diggers
I you
6.5.
last year. Goddamn! Look at what the Rona has done to me, Callus. It's turned me into a shell of my former being.
I don't know how I remember all these things from last year. I have a good time doing these with you. What can I say? I still stand by, get rid of our wives and just do our own thing.
I mean, I'm not married yet. If you see, I invited you to the wedding just because I thought you would when they're like, speak now or forever hold your peace. I thought you were gonna go. I object.
Boy, I was gonna. I'm still gonna. Got a surprise for you. Jajko to the Dragoons, who I had down as desperately needing RBY. So there he is. They need the problem Dragoons are gonna have. The real bitch for Dragoons is they still need 2 GSCs. Good luck with the 54 Masters remaining in the pool. This guy I've never even heard of, so I
He's on my what is this? I saw Arrow Premier League. I have no idea what
I've
this
never
thing
heard
is.
of the Arrow Premier League.
I signed up for it. I don't know who any of these players are. It's great.
Never heard of it.
I love signing up for these things. They're so
Childs
stupid.
Habaneros to the Rollers. I
Child.
Chile
Yeah.
Chile Habanero. I don't know. Fucking. I'm just gonna call him Steve.
Yeah, that works.
I don't know where the fuck this guy goes. What did he sign up for? GSC and Black White. Uh, I guess he's GSCing for them. Okay. Uh, Burald. God. Buraldinhu.
Burl Dinu.
Buraldinhu. Sure. 3.5, 4K. This is DPP only, so it makes it pretty straightforward where he's going. Who wants him? Who wants to be fucking azelfed by Buraldinhu?
Everyone always asks Burl Din who, but no one asks Burl Din why.
Oh boy. We're getting to that point in the auction, guys. I guess that's a DPP for them. Maybe a sub. I don't know, but he's DPP only, and he went for 5K. How convenient. Buraldinhu.
Looks like the Sears have their starting 10 before everybody else.
Yeah,
It
so
looks like a fine starting 10.
wait, who did I miss on the Sears?
Did you get Rockhand down?
Yeah, what am I? Oh, because I put Laroxel down as a sub. I have them as still needing a DPP, but maybe Laroxel is, or maybe DMA is somewhere. I don't know. I think they still need a DPP. Either way, snipers with Ilosarol, a Spanish player. He signed up for all the things. God, we're giving fucking Zakaru's team in ROAPL a beating, huh? What is it, 7-1 right now?
Yeah.
Hey
Let me
Zakaru, hey Meridian. Hope you're
I'm
listening,
gonna
motherfuckers.
give Siglet the props for that rock slide dodge. I'm pretty sure he just lost from that spot if he didn't dodge it.
Well trained.
Yeah, man. He has a deep connection with his pocket monsters.
Where is HP Bug when you need it?
Exactly.
Illusoral here. 7-5 to Pyros. 8. Nope. He signed up for all the things. I don't know what he plays that well. I've like heard the name and seen him play like twice in my life. 8K Illusoral. To the snipers. Okay, well, what do they need? RBY GSC. So yeah, he'll be one of those, I guess. Zach PZ, ADV only option here. Cool dude from the ADV community Discord server. I think he's in my server too, actually, and I appreciate that. I don't know him very well, but he seems like a nice enough guy. Rollers and Seers, like I said, this is ADV only unless he ends up going under 5K. Then he can go wherever he wants, but I think he only plays ADV.
Are there any better ADV players left in the pool?
Siglet.
Siglet. I hope Jester doesn't get drafted because that would be hilarious.
Goldenrod Rollers picking up Zach Peasy. I don't know if he's going to start or not, but I'll throw him down for now. He could be alongside the Watcher Mess.
White bread with cheese. I love that dude's name.
Yeah, and and his showdown name is Pan with Queso. All right, who's left? Hero is a really nice guy who's been super helpful to me. Mushi Musha, one of the better ADV options given the pool. Rahel Gamer, GSC option. Emma, RBY option. Unknown Dragon, Chinese RBY was pretty good. Calamity Greed, Black-White option. Kokujo O Tatsumaki is another Chinese option.
Unknown just got down.
Yeah, one of the better RBYs available given what is left. And yep, and apparently people know that because 10 or 11K at this stage of the auction is quite uncommon.
People are
12-5,
going.
13.
Yeah.
Let's see who else is left while they resolve this. Pokology is an ADV option. Notorious BIG is Slurms. Lulu QLF is someone who's played like at the World Cup level. He's okay. Lynx is a really nice guy who has the Cosmic Server tournaments that you guys should check out. There's a link to that in my Discord. Dragon Jarl is a Pokemon Perfect regular. Whammer, tournament veteran. Quilly, German Black-White. Those are the guys that I know out of who's left. Unknown Dragon to the Pyros. So I assume he's alongside Lord Thorax, but maybe not. Notorious BIG, Slurms. In this pool, he probably has to just GSC. And honestly, he'll probably do fine given what the pool is. I don't think Slurms is a great player, but the GSC in this really is that sketchy.
Yeah. And the remaining GSC is even more sketch. So if you need a GSC at this point, you're in a shit spot.
Seers are going to buy him, so let's see, what does that change? Alright, let me just do some adjusting. So what if it's Rockon in Black-White, and then they play Slurms in GSC? That makes more sense to me. And then I forget the guy that I just deleted from them. Well, the guy up now, Chio, is someone who I'm just not familiar with, so let me figure out what I just fucked up while they buy Chio. Who did I delete from the Sears? Vanisher, Uncle Trunks, what's that? Lorox, Soul Stalking, DMA. Who the hell am I missing? Dice Rakan, Lewisot, DMA Stalkings, Vanisher Slurms, Mick Merluna, Loroxel from the Sears. Oh, Jonks. That's who I got rid of. I don't know if Jonks DPPs or not, but let's just throw that in as a hypothetical at this time. Have you heard of this person? Because I haven't. Chio?
Chio? No. Chio.
I get that reference. I'm old enough. I don't know if everybody else will. Well, apparently he's worth at least 10K.
Oh, Diofantine dropping the really must
He's
mu-
GSC only, so that makes it pretty clear. I
I
will
mean
throw him down as GSC for whoever lands this. I don't know who the F this is. Chio.
must be last GSC.
Get a combo here. Chio Fantine.
Ah.
Wow. Well, two teams here. She's, Dio knows why Zakaru wants him.
You all right?
13K for the Dragoons.
They have the money, so why not?
They
You
also,
know,
according to what I have down, have 0 GSCs right now. So
yeah. So they need GSC.
They need Chio. Yes, their savior. We're certainly at the point of the auction now where we can start talking about what teams need. And the Yetis and the Supernovas, geez, they need all the things. They only have 6 players.
That's gonna be rough. What are they doing?
Yetis did this last year too. They bought like Alexander early and then just sat there and did nothing. Here comes Igor. Okay, RBY GSC DPP. I've only ever I've only ever heard of the guy. I don't know how good or not good he is, but that's just gonna kind of be what it is at the end of this auction. Sniper's interested. Supernova's interested. Like I said, the Supernovas and the Yetis need to start buying people. It's probably already past the point where they need to start buying people, but it's not like they just need to fill out 1 or 2 guys. The subs or whatever. They need 4 starters out of what's left in this pool.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
Four
struggle.
starters.
It's crazy too because other teams have put together complete teams already.
Right, and they need
And
4 starters out of these 47 jablonis remaining.
so there was room to put together a complete 10-person team of well-known players, and that's what you need to do, and that's what these managers should have been looking at. They're like, even if I have to overpay on some people, I need to put together a team of 10 viable starters, and a couple people just, looks like they got a little too moneyball with it, and now they're gonna be feeling the repercussions as we wrap this thing up. I'd say the craziest thing about this draft is that I actually, it only took 6 months of playing consistently again. I actually recognize many more people than I did last year.
That's good. Oh, there's Azazel. That's a quick 3K DPP pickup for, or sorry, black white pickup for Supernovas. Do they need that? No, but they'll move Ophion to DPP, so it'll be.
No, I'm Emma. I know Volpix actually really wants Emma, so this is gonna end up. We have 19K to spend, so I think Volpix could go pretty hard on Emma.
Looking that way. He's got 9K down on her. Let's see. Do you guys need? You do need RBY. Yeah, that would be. She would help you out. And there you go. You've got Emma. So you guys have.
Let me have my e-girl. Jesus Christ.
All right. So from my perspective, you guys have Pokemon Trainer Blue and then B as your black white. Sprinkles and Max as DPP. Yourself and Endil for ADV. Only Keenix for GSC. And then Rampage Weber and Emma for RBY. And it looks like your guy is going here for top Lel, top Keck.
Yeah, and
And that would be
Volpix wants this guy to GSC. We have 13K to spend. We might.
well, looks like 12 might get it done if so.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be perfect. And then we have,
Yeah, that's a team. That's
we only need one more sub actually because we already have a sub.
yeah, no, that's complete. That's complete gold diggers. You got Blue and B, Sprinkles and Max, Jabba and Endo, Keenix and Toplel, Weber and Emma. That looks real solid to me. And here comes Siglet being nominated by Mr. Timothy.
Siglet just won a ROAPL game, so he's a hot buy right now.
Hot commodity with that 1-2 record. Get him, guys.
He does. I mean, he does well in the PPL tours
I
and
mean,
shit.
all right, let's be fair, though. This is fucking brutal for ROAPL. Siglet's 3 opponents so far in order: McMegan, Kratos Mana, Cyber Odin. Get
Okay,
fucked.
yeah.
That's a
The
brutal thing.
ROAPL like pool is one of the strongest pools I think in all of these
Oh,
dumbass
that's
side.
brutal. Those are like 3 opponents you could play in Callus Invitational in a row.
But no one cares about it. It's weird because you know I've played. This is now like 3 or 4, 5 side tours I've been playing in the past like 6 months, and no one cares about any of them except the lower gen ones like UUPL. People go fucking crazy, like it's the most important thing in the world. But then you go ROAPL and all these really good players sign up, and then none of them care. It's weird. It's like it's so community dependent.
It's a good pickup there for the Yetis, who, I mean, again, they really need to buy players. Actually, we now have 3 teams with only 7 players, so they need, out of the 42 remaining, they need 9 more starters, and then the Rollers are not too far behind. They only have 8 dudes, so there's at least 11 more people out of these remaining guys that are going to be starters somewhere. But Shortage and Siglet for the Yetis is definitely one of the better ADV cores that the teams are going to have. Here's Whammer, DPP and Black White, probably better at DPP out of the 2.
Now we're getting into the territory where I don't recognize these people.
Whammer's a lower tiers guy.
Okay, they don't count as people if you ask me, but
Right, yeah. Dragoon's grabbing him. It might be a bench play. I don't know how he really helps them unless they're putting Arctic somewhere other than where I thought. Attack on Samurott.
He's perfectly acceptable as a well. I wouldn't want to start him.
I think at this point you a lot of the teams don't have much choice in the matter.
Well, the Dragoons are going after him, but they don't need him. They're just playing denial almost here.
I don't know what Zakaru is doing. I'm curious what his.
Well, that was his last player, so I mean that's good denial. I mean he's maybe bottom end starter quality in GSC, so you just denied someone that.
I don't know who their second RBY is for the Dragoons. Not clear. I don't know what their starting lineup is exactly. I'm not clear what the plan is there. I'm gonna try to sort it out. I guess while I have a free minute. Saffron Sears, Ends 1. I think that's Lord Ends, who went really, really deep in one of the cups recently, but it might be a different guy. Ends 1. I don't know him. Oh, Enzo Nana, different guy. Okay.
Yeti's up.
Trying
And they're one of the 3 teams that still need 3 players. So
who's the second RBY for Dragoons? Is it just Arctic? Here comes Dragon Jarl or Dragon Jarl, whatever. French player.
the Jarl of Dragons.
I think he
I don't.
plays RBY and ADV mostly, but he signed up for all the things. Rollers taking a flyer.
Let me see if I can recommend one last sub. My team. Do I know any of these people?
All right, so Rollers 3.5. What do they need? I guess it's probably. I think that's probably an RBY starter. So Thunder Zebra plus Dragon Jarl. Okay, Calamity Greed, black white only option. This is someone I actually know. No takers.
Looks like they're gonna get him for 3K.
Well, that might be their second black white starter, given what I have them needing, but I mean, that would be a full lineup, assuming the 10 that they have now are all people they're comfortable starting. It would be Eden and Calamity Greed, Black Whiting. It'd be Lighthouse's Byron, DPP, Watermess, Zach Peasy, ADV, John Ledger, and Childs Habaneros, GSC, and Thunder Seeper, Dragon Jarl, RBY. 3K Quilly is an underpay for the snipers. There's a good black-white option there. I don't know if they need that. It's starting to move faster than I can keep up with. Their draft kind of seems all over the place. I'm not as clear on where people are for the
Doesn't
snipers.
doesn't look like a very good team, if you ask me.
Does or
Looks
does,
like one.
does or does
Look,
not.
does not. Looks like a pretty weak 12, to
Uh,
be quite honest.
Kaloom coming here. And he's going to be a roller. Not
Kaloom.
not familiar. He's Kaloom. Cool name. Next guy. All right, back to me trying to figure out the Dragoons puzzle here. And man, we have two teams that are out and one team that's one pick away from being out. In the meantime, we have a team with 29-5 and a team with 26. Tunk 42. Jabba, tell us about Tunk 42.
He's better than the first 41 iterations of Tunk.
Can always count on you to come up with something.
Hey, people are bidding. We've had a few 3Ks in a row, and then people really
I've never
the
heard of
Tunk.
them, but people want to get tunked. Get tunked on by LeBron Flames. All right, the Pyros pick up Tunk.
4,500.
Where are the Pyros? I don't know what they need, nor do I know what he plays. What did Tunk sign up for? RBY, DPP? I don't have them as needing either of those. It's going so fast, Jabba. Let's see.
Yeah, it's flying by. Definitely running out of viable players, and the Supernovas still need 3. So, whew, that's gonna be rough. Pokology, that's a name I
Bleach the
recognize.
Sears. I don't know him very well. Yeah, Pokology is a gimmicky ADV player, very creative. I mean, there's a fine line between creative and gimmicky. Call him as you wish. Pokology to the
Oops.
Pyros.
Supernovas are not going to have a viable team at all. it's going to be bad.
Pokology to the Pyros.
Neither the Yetis. At least the Yetis' first 7 look a lot better than the Supernovas' first 7. At least that's something.
I'm not sure about the Pyros ADV. They've got Niche Max plus Pokology. That seems on the weaker side. Maybe if Niche Max really overperforms, goes like 5-2 or something, that can stay afloat. But I think that core is probably underwhelming.
Who?
Niche Max plus Pokology. It's not awful,
Oh
but
yeah,
I
that's
but I
all.
but I don't think it's good enough.
No, that's rough.
Niche Max can go 3-4, 4-3. Hell, maybe in a good tour he can go 5-2. He probably goes like 3-4, 4-3 ish. And Pokology, eh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that core. Pokology could easily go like 2-5.
Volpix was saying he wants fucking Jester. I'm gonna have to delete what I said in this channel if we actually draft Jester.
So just call for the veto.
I know.
Tell him you quit.
Yeah, I'll refuse to play.
Supernova's buying Rahel Gamer. What does Supernovas need? Everything. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's probably their second GSC alongside Oiboff, the real Jester.
please, someone.
Oh,
Oh, dang
Gold
it.
Digger's bidding
Fucking
and Roller's
God.
bidding. Oh, we're going. Here comes Jester. Oh, maybe Vulpix is just fucking with you. It looks like Rollers are
No, because we can't, because we only have 4K left.
Oh, get fucked.
4,500 puts them out of range.
Oh, you can't have them. I know you're upset. I know you're
We're making
upset.
fun of the supernovas in chat. Well, it
Roller's
looks
picking
like
up real
one of the
Jester.
starters is Jester. Listen, I've played Jester. He's not terrible. He
Rollers
has
now have the fine options of Zach Peasy or Jester for their second ADV.
who's their for a water mess.
Water mess.
I mean, it's
There's
not the worst pairing in the tournament.
there's Nazip. Hey, look, Russian guy goes to Mr. Tim's team. Who would have known? Nazip to the Supernovas. That's probably their second RBY, so Tim can just ghost him. Uh, Tell us about LRXC.
No, nothing.
Man, you're usually pretty good with the puns. Oh,
Well,
he's getting upbid apparently.
it's just four letters. I can't. You can't play with that one.
Yetis with
Get
the
get
upbid.
a better name.
Oh wow, Supernova's coming back.
Um, who is the best player left in this pool so I can recommend?
I am an unbiased, neutral host. No recommendations here. Moss Deep Supernova is buying LRXC. Sure. Here's Milan Lucic being purchased here, being nominated. Signed up for all the things. And again, there are upbids here. Sorry, guys.
Uh,
We're at that stage of the auction where there's like 5 people in the pool that I've heard of. This ain't one
Chalice,
of them. What's up?
make me a bidder.
Oh, you gotta ask Fomog.
Oh shit. Where?
Pyro's bought Lucic. Mushi Musha. Hey, there's an ADV player, and he's gonna go to the Sears. Do they need an ADV? Yeah, he could maybe be. It's not a bad option there. Mushi Musha could maybe even be a starter. He would be on some of the other teams. God, what is even left of 26 people?
Bro,
All right. Here's a list of people that I've heard of out of who's left. Hero, Kaif, Blessy Z, Kokujo O Tatsumaki, 64 squares, Austrian George, New Fall on Quest, there he is. Don't know him. Lulu QLF, Lynx, Archie, the 918, Solwyn, White Bread with Cheese, and Yugon. All fantastic options, and Newolf on Quest I purchased for my Pokemon Online Champions League team like 4 or 5 years ago, but we won the whole tournament. He subbed in for me a couple times. I think he went 1-2. But again, this is like 5 years ago, and we did in fact win that tournament. So you are guaranteed victory when you purchase Newall Fawn Quest, which my assistant manager just always called him Newfound Quest, but Philosopher King always just called him Newfound Quest. Newolf on Quest.
Trying to get Fomog to make me a bidder for the Gold Diggers.
There you go. You've been promoted to room driver by Fomog. Oh, you're a driver but not a bidder. It might be like / add bidder or something. I don't know how Scrappy works, but Fomog will figure it out, and we'll get this thing finished.
It's
Any
like
any idea who you want out of the fine
we're
options remaining?
we're going Solwen
Perfect.
because
Did that work? That didn't. That doesn't look like it worked. Or maybe it has to be. I don't know how Scrappy works. I know that this morning when I woke up at like 9:30 or so, and I messaged Fomog, "Hey man, I'm on. How we doing?" He told me that fucking Scrappy was just completely broken and not working at all, and we may or may not get it fixed in time. Otherwise, we're gonna have to do the auction on Discord. Fuck that. Glad we got it resolved. Hey, we've got Hero for ADV. Really, really nice, helpful guy who's been invaluable to me with keeping my Callus channel afloat. Love you, Hero. Glad you're getting purchased. Appreciate all that you do. He'll be a roller. Let me add that. Yeah, no, that's like their fourth ADV option. They certainly do not need more ADV, but I'm glad he got purchased. 64 squares, DPP only. Rollers interested here. Oh, hell. Can't even flex him around. He's over that. He's over the cap. 64 squares going to be DPPing for somebody.
damn going for a good cash too.
At this point, I think a
Who's
lot of
going?
people just want to get it done.
Yeah, right. Well, the rollers could have just dipped, you know.
We'll check out the
But
team. We'll check out the teams real quick at the end. See if anybody's looking hot. Goldenrod Rollers. That's. I mean, I think it's just a sub still. They have Byron Lighthouses doing what I get maybe maybe Lighthouse is going to be their black white starter over Calamity Grade. Or no, he didn't sign up for black white. He was DPP and ADV only. Never mind. All right, so Snow Point Yetis, who were the best team in the regular season last year. Yeah, they had a dominant regular season and they lost in the playoffs. They need out of this pool 3 starters.
what do they need? Jesus Christ.
Um, I have them as needing a DPP, a GSC, and an RBY. I do not have them as needing a black white, but maybe they have a different vision for Egal Vank than what I did. Maybe Egal Vank will be DPPing or something for them.
He can play everything, I guess, whether or not you like him.
Did I mention that out of this pool they need 3 starters? Not
Well,
one, not two, but 3 starters out of this pool.
only two now. They're starting Lynx.
Oh boy, this is. I don't know if they're going to have a repeat of last year's success. They were
Yeah,
way too passive in the draft. Way, way too set on here's the list of 10 players that we want.
yeah, yeah. That was rough.
I mean,
And Supernovas
retains.
have to work on too.
I mean, the Yetis, their retained Shortage, Luck, Skill, Mel are really good, but you have to ask yourself, out of this whole auction in which the majority of the teams are done, what have they added to that? Out of this whole auction, they've added Johnny G, We So Blue, and Siglet. That has been their auction. I don't know.
That's,
That's
that's rough.
very passive. Not enough moves. I don't know if they were just real stubborn with players or if they don't know who people are. I think the former. I think they just had like a very particular list of this is who I want, but oh man, I wish I felt better about the Yetis team. I like both those guys, Christos and Paris, a lot. They're both really good, loyal, Pokemon perfect staff members and super helpful, nice guys. I really like them both. I want to like that team better than I do. I mean, the 6 are good. Shortage, Luck, Skill, Mela, Johnny, Blue, Siglet is a solid 6. The problem is every team needs 10 starters. After that 6, it drops off a cliff.
Yep. Oh man, are there even two more viable players in here?
Well, let's
Um,
see. There are
Richie 99 is fine.
Archie is how he pronounces it, but yeah.
Okay,
Uh,
well,
there's like
white bread with cheese, and that
Kaif is a DPP option. Kokujo O Tatsumaki is an ADV option. Uh, Again, Lulu is someone who's played World Cup before for the powerhouse Team Africa.
bless the rains down in Africa.
We are at that stage of the auction, guys.
We certainly are.
All right, Mr. Timothy.
You,
Who
bro,
we
you can keep.
who we adding to the
Oh, I
Soviet
can type
squad?
now.
Yeah, no, you can stare at this pool as long as you need to, but all right, so how many people are going to end up going undrafted? Let me just do some quick math. Let's assume every single person, hypothetically, every person remaining goes for 3K. So it's 1 for Gold Diggers, 3 for Novas for a total of 4, 3 for Pyros for a total of 7, and then 4 for the Yetis for a total of 11. So there's going to be 10 people in the whole pool that don't get picked.
I think. Well, the Novas should probably just draft out. I or drop out. I don't know though. Who knows? Maybe they'll give some pity 3Ks. Do we have one of
Some of
our
these people, I
UU?
mean, maybe they're good. I just haven't heard of them. I mean, Vento the Golden One, for example, is a really cool name, but I have no clue who the fuck that is.
Elite guest.
Sure. I'm not even adding any of these. I guess I have to add them to Yetis because 2 of these people are going to be their starters. Okay. Caliph Guest, 22. 2 of the Novas. Not bothering writing it down. Not going to factor in when we're trying to dissect the team. Okay, here's Solwyn. Bid nominated by Jabba with the immediate 4K. Trying to be done with this fucking auction. Success. Okay, you guys are done.
Pop.
Alright, who's left? Novus Pyros and Yetis, only teams remaining, and all of these teams need multiple players. God, Yetis still need 2 starters. That is insane to me. This is the most egregious case of waiting too long and being too patient that I have ever seen.
So
Who could you possibly want? I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't take some of these players as subs or whatever, or as nice like bench presences, but like, which 2 of these do you want as your week in, week out, 7-week starter? I don't know, brother, man.
dude, I got nothing, man. We live in a sus society. Christ.
Cape,
Austrian George.
Cape DPP, Blessy Z as a black white option that I don't think they need. Kokujo O Tatsumaki ADV, which again they don't need. Lulu, Archie, white
If
bread
they,
with cheese. Again, I don't think they need ADV. That's the problem. A lot of what's
if,
left.
yeah, if
Other,
they needed ADV
that's the
that
problem.
the last two, they could put a reasonable team together. But
Oh wait. Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I'm dumb. Hold on a minute. All right, the vision just came to me. I've solved the puzzle.
okay,
I've had shortage this whole time as ADV, but I think they're going to DPP shortage,
okay,
and they're going to pick one of these other guys as their ADV alongside Siglet. So I think it's actually Johnny and Shortage DPP, and they're going to grab, I guess, like White Bread or Archie or something, or Coco as their second ADV. I guess the only other way, I guess Cafe could be their other DPP, and Shortage actually is ADVing. Here's the real question: who the fuck is their second GSC out of this pool? Is it Lulu? Is it?
I think they're going to have to ADV someone they already have on the team. There's no one else signed up for GSC. We drafted the last one of the last two. So now the only remaining GSC player in the pool is GLFG No 007.
Well, if they're under 5K, you could put them anywhere. So like you can
Oh, is that
grab
how that works?
you can grab Blessy Z and say, all right, dude, sorry, you're GSCing. I mean, that's still a recipe for disaster. Not only making a player do something that they don't want, but like, how do you know they've ever played it in their life before? Like, don't they just go 07? Like, oh well, Pyros apparently want GLF No. Good luck, fucking Gary. No, 07. Double oh
That's
007.
what it stands for, yeah.
Yeah. Guy is a big James Bond fan. Something something 007. And he is not the plan for the Yetis. They have another master in mind. Here's another thing. Maybe Shortage is actually GSCing. I'm not kidding. He plays it.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean seriously, at this point, like who's their second GSC if not oh god. Is it Eagle Vonk? Is that the plan all along?
it could be. They got a lot of versatile players, you
Yeah,
know.
no, that's let's see who they pick. I mean, I would love to be. I would love to be in their team chat right now. Not just the managers because they think they know what they're doing. I would love to be like one of the players on the team right now. I'd love to be like in Mela's head right now. Like, what the fuck are my managers doing? What jabloni am I being forced to teach GSC to for this side tour? Who am I feeding teams to all tour? Wow, and it's real bad too because they're hesitating. Like if they had a plan, they would just nom their guy, right? But
They are looking over this list and they're like, what are we doing, guys?
no matter how long you stare, it doesn't get better. I don't know what they did with this auction, but I mean I don't know if they have the worst team because their retains are so good. We'll go over the teams after, but I think as far as how well teams executed in the auction itself, Yetis are possibly the worst out of all 8.
Oh, without
Yetis and Supernovas, I think, both very
they dropped.
questionable
Oh,
execution.
I'll be right back.
Sure.
The speed they're going, it should take another couple minutes.
Oh boy. So, uh, yeah, Yetis need another nom here. This is my interpretation of the Yetis. It's changed throughout the tour. I I mean, the options are very limited at this point. You take Cafe and you make him your second DPP, or I guess you move Shortage to DPP and you take either white bread with cheese or Archie or Kokujo O Tatsumaki, and you make those guys your second ADV. Those are the only choices I see. They see it differently. Here's Yugon. And Pyros with the last second fuck you, upbidding a player they probably don't even want to 5K for the sake of being done with this auction. And it's gonna work. There you go. They've got Yugon for 5K, giving them the middle finger on the way out. So the only things left to do, Novas need one more player, and Yetis. I have no choice. They must buy 3 more players because there's a minimum of 12. So yeah, there's going to be exactly 4 more players purchased here, no matter what. 1 more for Novas and exactly 3 more for the Yetis.
Well, the Novas could just theoretically drop out if they didn't want to sub from this. So, minimum of 3 players, and one of which is going to be a starter.
I don't know what the plan is. Right now, my interpretation of Yetis, and I've changed it over and over and over again, I've got Black White Luck Skill Lulu, DPP Johnny G, ADV Siglet Shortage, GSC Mela Egalvank, and RBY Oiso Blue, and I guess Lynx. So. Oh, perfect. They're gonna dice 1 through 3 on who they're nomming. Who does that get them? That gets them
Hey,
Kokujo. Oh, it's weird. He did black white only. Okay. Any interest from? Yep, Eddie's coming over the top.
hey, kind of a dick move. Do they even need black white?
I don't know what the fuck they need other than a redo, a
Yeah,
mulligan.
I was about to say an entirely new draft from
Yeah,
the top.
yeah. think what they need is a mulligan. Okay, well, plan foiled. They don't get to be done with this draft. Here's their second option. How about Archie 99? Any interest in him, Yetis? Come on, up bid to 3.5.
Yeah, right. Just keep messing with them.
All right,
Uh,
there's Archie. We're
all
done.
right,
We need
out
Yetis to take 2 players,
from this.
and one of them
From this
might be a starter. I mean, Lulu and Koko Tatsumaki are both black white only, so one of them is on the bench. So, oh, that's what we need. The third black white only player for the Yetis. We have the
well,
we have the black white only. Oh, you know what? Dude, they're gonna put luck skill in GSC. That's exactly what's happening here. It's gonna be fucking luck skill GSC, and it's gonna be two of their 3 black white onlys in black white. So like Lulu plus I guess a Kokujo. It's the only way. There's no remotely viable GSC second GSC on their team. There's nobody. Lynx, I guess. Their team is a mess. I mean, there's just no.
yeah, there's no getting
It's
around
it's
it.
gonna do okay because their retains really were that good compared to the pool, but their team just. I don't want Christo to be mad at me. I really like Christo. Great guy, so helpful on Pokemon Perfect. I'm not trying to be harsh on you, but I don't think you did a good job this draft, dude. If you're listening, this is a mess.
And that closes it out with Max.
Who didn't get drafted here? Kafe,
We got
DW16 Austrian George, Ryuji, Yeezy, the 918th, Yubel, Thunder Numbers, White Bread with Cheese, Society, and Ron 5.
imagine being one of these 11 guys. You got to reconsider your entire.
Life.
Yep, poor guys.
Was your woman calling for you to get the fuck off the computer, or?
No, I did take a leak, dude.
Oh, perfect. All right, so let's just do a little quickie here. This was an interesting auction. I do not. It started out with parity and with some of the teams being close and all the teams looking promising, so on and so forth. It did not end that way. I think that unlike our APL or some other tours where like basically all the teams are good and anybody can win or whatever, there are some clearly better and worse teams in this one. I do not think all things ended equal here. So let me see. I'll just start from the top. So I have it in alphabetical order. So the Blackthorn Dragoons I have as follows. They have Black White Devon Smokes Y'all and a Hero's Destiny. DPP Fakes and Arctic. ADV Kale and Super Epic Ampharos. GSC Chio and Attack on Samurott, and RBY Jajko and somebody. I don't know who their. I haven't figured out their second RBY, but some dude.
Yeah, one of those players.
Maybe Arctic is their second RBY, and Matakata is their DPP. Um, Blackthorn Dragoons do not look great to me. I thought they started strong with Fakes and Kale. And I think, man, I think after Fakes and Kale, just looking at their full list, I think it. Who's their third best player? A Hero's Destiny, Jajko. I mean, those are fine guys, but that is not good enough to be the third best player on the team. I think there's just not enough talent here. I think, like I said, Fakes and Kale are really good. A couple of these guys are like good enough to be starters, but I think overall the talent level is not high enough, and I think that this team is not one of the serious contenders to win the tour.
Yeah, maybe going that hard on fakes just wasn't worth it because a lot of the good like mid ground players ended up in like the 15 to 20K range, and after they went that hard on fakes after spending that money on Kale, they were just they were out of those, so they had to buy all these sub 10K players, and the sub 10K player pool isn't enough to put together a great team. Like you said, you look at this list. I don't I couldn't tell you who their third best is, but it's a far drop off of Kale. I can tell it's a cliff.
Well, here's the other thing
Um,
too. I mean, Fakes, who notoriously doesn't show up, doesn't give a fuck, and Kale, who notoriously is bad English, is hard to schedule with. Imagine if either of them, never mind both, if either of them miss half their matches or decide they don't give a fuck or don't show up or whatever.
I don't.
How fucked is this team if Kale and Fakes don't play every single week?
Kale plays all of his side tour matches. I don't think he's going to run into trouble with that. He's pretty good about it. Fakes, on the other hand, yeah, if he even misses two games, that 31 went down the toilet. You know,
without
so
uh, without having enough time to stack these teams, rearrange them. This is the third best team, fourth best team, whatever. I don't know where they compare in the grand scheme. I'm just taking them one at a time, but I don't think the Dragoons are very good. I think this is a team that will miss playoffs, and I don't think this is a team that is a serious championship contender.
yeah, I agree with you.
Okay, next, the Cinnabar Pyros, who I guess I stopped filling in at some point because I kind of don't know who some of these people are, but they have Chulio and Sabella Black White, Crystal Electricity Cat DPP, Niche Max Pokology ADV. I couldn't tell you for the GSC. I don't have anybody down right now. Luchik, I don't know who their GSC is. And then they have the RBY of Lord Thor X and Unknown Dragon. So this team is interesting. It is imbalanced. I think their black white is strong. I think their DPP is strong. I think their RBY is relatively strong. But I think their ADV is very weak. And I couldn't even tell you who one, never mind both, of their GSC starters are. So I like this team probably better than I like Dragoons. But I again don't know that this team is good enough or is a legit championship contender. I think it's decent. I think this is a middle of the pack team, but I'm not overwhelmed by it.
I think it's just maybe I have a worse opinion of it than you. I think it's pretty bad. Especially we could be looking at a 0-14 GSC. Don't quote me on that though. If they turn out to actually be okay, I just don't know who here even is. I'm with you. Who the fuck is playing their GSC? Yeah, they're gonna have a rough time in that tier.
One of
I
them
mean,
could
I
be
know
Lord Thor X maybe, and somebody else is RBYing.
I know the pool overall is weak, so that might help out. You might run into some other poorly situated GSC squads, and they're might be better than average in DPP and BW, and maybe that can carry them. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what carries teams across the finish line in this. It could just be taking advantage of the weakest pool and having the best GSCers or BWs and giving up an ADV, or maybe it's having I don't know. We'll see.
Next, we have the Driftveil Gold Diggers, Jabba's team. So it's Black White Pokemon Trainer Blue and B, DPP Sprinkles and Max und Max, ADV Jabba and Endil, GSC Keenix and Top Lel Top Keck, and RBY Rampage Weber and Emma. This team looks very, very good. This might be the best team. We'll have to scroll down and go team by team, but if this isn't the best team, which it might be, it's clearly one of the best teams. This is probably my pick as the most likely to win the championship. I'll have to check out the others, but it's solid in basically all 10 slots, and I think there were multiple underpays here. I think that Blue and B are going to be very cost effective because they were both cheap. I think Sprinkles and Max were underpays. I think the ADV might be the best core in the tour. I mean, there's a lot to like here.
Yeah, and obviously I don't want to keep talking up my own team, but it's nice to when you just get drafted first by somebody and then you see they considering the pool they nail the rest of the draft, which is what I think happened here. This was definitely really good. Every buy was great. Never really overpaid. Maybe on Endil, but probably not. But even then, worth it, because like you said, there were a few underpays that sometimes justify an earlier overpay. So, great job by Vulpix putting this team together, and I think this will be the easiest win of our lives.
Fair enough. Moving down to the Four Tree Snipers. Let's see. They have Rise Up plus somebody. They bought like 3 or 4 black-white players. It's Rise Up plus either Fakey, Toyteen, or Quilly. Pick your poison. I guess we'll say Toyteen. So Ryza and Toyteen, and then DPP is Buraldinhu and Igor, ADV Gaku and Shakur, GSC the Patate Douche and Illusoral, and then RBY Sadistic Narwhal 16-bit. It seems okay. This seems like comparable to the Pyros, I think. I think it started out really good. I think they got a good price on the Gaku retain, and then I think they underpaid for Ryza. But then I have the exact same question as I do with the top team, with the Dragoons. Who's their third best player after Gaku and Ryza?
Narwhal.
Yeah, I guess that's it. Is that good enough to be a third best? I don't know. I get the next question of who's their fourth and fifth best player.
Well, that's a more difficult question to
Yeah,
ask.
it drops off a lot. I think this is the same kind of problem where the top end's good, but I don't know if it's like world-beating good. Like basically Ryza and Gaku. Ryza, Gaku, Narwhal need to 2-1 or 3-0 every week, or this team's fucked. It's the same shit. It's the same shit. I just don't think it's good enough. Shakur, I think, is underrated and will probably perform if they let him start, but the talent doesn't seem high enough here again. I think this is another meh.
What is this? The Snipers? Yeah, I'm with you. It's I think it's pretty strong. Stuff we're working through. I think we have some of the better teams on the back end. So I'm just trying to take a peek to kind of give some perspective. I think they could be near the upper end. I think they got a couple good buys. I think Fakey, I've seen him do well in some of these side tours. Shot core, he says pretty good. 16 bits, okay. I think they got a solid team. I wouldn't be surprised if they end top half. I think they're going to be right, middling. And then obviously once you get into the playoffs, anybody could win. But I wouldn't count them out. I think they're pretty solid from top to bottom. They're definitely not near the worst. I think there's 2 teams that you could say are going to finish 7th and 8th guaranteed. When you have 2 teams like that, it almost kind of opens up the rest of the tournament.
And those 2 teams, in your mind, are
it's the Yetis and the Supernovas.
Oh, I thought the Dragoons were balls as well. Just fakes kill and then nobody. All right,
Yeah. Okay, there's three terrible teams.
let's see. Uh, ne-
Wow.
next is rollers, which not world beating, but I mean, given how bad some of the other teams are, I think rollers are one of the better squads. We have Black White Eden, Calamity Greed, DPP Lighthouses, Byron the Well, ADV Watermess, and your pick of hero Zach Peasy or Jester. I don't know who the second one is there. GSC John Ledger and Chile Habaneros, and then RBY Thunder Zebra Dragon Jarl. All things considered, given the rest of the teams, I guess this is decent. I mean, at least they have an actual, other than maybe their second ADV, at least they have an actual player in all the spots. Calamity Greed is also a bit of a question mark, but they have like 8 or 8.5 actual Pokemon players out of 10, whereas some of these teams have like 3. So
Yeah.
I think all things considered, Golden Run Rollers are not as good as your team or as the upcoming Sears, but Rollers I think are solid and will make playoffs.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think they're pretty good. They're going to be fighting for probably third or fourth, maybe. I guess we can once we go through, maybe look at that. But I think they're solid. Another solid team, top to bottom. Fine draft. So especially when you're judging by the worst.
Next we have Supernovas. I mean, I don't know. You were saying this is like an automatic 7 or 8. I don't think I agree. I think looking at the squad on paper, it's decent. So it's black white.
Really?
It's black white Caetano Azazel, which is solid, fine. DPP Emerald and Ophion, which obviously one of these things is not like the other, but I don't think Ophion's going to go like 1-6. I think he'll, 2-5, 3-4, whatever. ADV, I don't know who their second guy is. That's going to be the biggest liability. It's Chino Itsuki plus somebody. That's the one spot I'm least sure about. GSC Oibaf Rahel Gamer, which is fine, and then RBY Furf Nazip. It's a team. I mean, they have actual people in most of the slots. It's the same thing. They have like 7 or 8 actual slots, and then I'm not so sure. I don't know who their second ADV is. Ophion, if he can manage to go 4-3 or better, would really, really propel this team. I don't know if he's good enough to do that or not, but if he can, it'd make a huge difference. But I would definitely take the Supernovas over the Dragoons or probably a couple of these other teams that we've looked at. They're probably comparable to Pyros or Snipers in my mind. Hell, I might even like them better than Snipers because I think Snipers after their third guy just falls off a cliff. I don't think the Novas are that bad. I don't think they're great, but I mean Caetano, Emerald, and I don't know who their third best guy is.
I don't know, man. I'm teaming with Caetano on DPL, and he just brought Pikachu this week. So
Well, if he memes, they're gonna get crushed. But if he takes it serious,
I I I think he's gonna meme. Um, and I'm not as big of a fan of the rest of these guys as you are.
fair enough.
So I think I see this as at least a bottom three team, and I think it's gonna be close down there. It's gonna be a real fight for last place, but I think they're in the running.
Fair enough. I like that team better than Jabba does. We shall find out how it goes. All right, the next team. This is the other team that I think is a legit championship contender. This either the Sears or the Gold Diggers. I think are probably the best squad. So for the Sears, I have Black White Dice Rakan, DPP Lewisot Jonks, ADV DMA Stockings, GSC Vanisher Slurms, RBY Mickmer Luna. That's that's pretty good. I think it's really solid. I think you've got 10 Pokemon players. A couple of them, Slurms being probably the weakest one. Not amazing, but like in this GSC pool, Slurms will probably go 3-4 or 4-3 or something. He won't get demolished. I think Hot Skitty had a good draft, and I think this is one of the best teams.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think there's much to argue about here. This is definitely a solid team. Another one where I look at and I know just about every one of those, which I said earlier is how I kind of determine whether or not I think these side tour teams are good. So I think this is one of the better drafts. I put them up there with us, top two. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see us fighting it out for first place. Obviously, you can never truly predict how much people care in things like these,
Of
but
course.
I know a lot of these people from other side tournaments, and I know that most of them are going to show up and play every week, and they're at least going to try to win when they're in the game. They might not prep or whatever. I mean, you don't really need to prep because your op's not really doing prep. You just play. You just bring one of your favorite teams, and then you play to your best ability. And these players, when doing that, are and I've seen them do it inside tournaments, and they generally win when they do it. So I think they're going to show up every week. They're going to play their games, and they're gonna do well, and they're going to be up there with us because we're going to crush every week, obviously.
Is Mickmer plus Luna the best RBY in the tour? I think it might be.
It's up there for sure. I've only seen Mickmer play one set of RBY, and like you said, it was against a SPL quality Genesis, and Mickmer looked pretty good. So it's for sure up there,
And
if not
then
just the best.
and then we have the Snow Point Yetis, whose managers seem to be caught in a snowstorm for the majority of this auction. They have Black White. I'm not sure exactly how this team falls into place. This is my interpretation of it. Black White, Lulu plus Kokujo, DPP Johnny G, and God, uh, I don't know. Egal Vonk maybe. Let's go with that for purposes of this. Johnny G and
Yeah.
Egal Vonk. ADV Siglet and Shortage, which is obviously very good. GSC Mela plus Luck Skill, which I mean, that might be the best GSC in the tournament. And then RBY Whistle Blue and Lynx. You know, I don't think they drafted very well, but the retains are so strong that like this is probably still one of the better teams. I bet you they make playoffs.
Yeah, I was giving them shit, but that's first seven. They got, like you said, they got those first three to carry them, and then Johnny G, Blue, Galvank, and Siglet are perfectly serviceable players. So their last three spots are going to be a real bitch every week. But if any of those five players after Siglet can win a few games, show up. Kokujo, I hear, is pretty good. Maybe if he can show up, then yeah, they're a playoff team, which is pretty crazy because that was not going well. It's just they got carried by those three retains for sure.
I don't know if they have the same plan as I do for them on paper. I mean, they purchased three black white only players, which to me would indicate that luck skill is not black whiting. Otherwise, what are you doing with those players? But like, if it is Mela and luck skill and GSC, I can't imagine that isn't the best GSC in the tour. I mean, to the point where it might be dominant. Like they might get hard carried by that. Those two combined might lose 3 or 4 total matches, and it might just completely carry the team. I'm looking at the others. I mean, Mela and Luck skill as opposed to Chio attack on Samurott, or the Patate douche and Illisorel. I don't even. John Ledger, Chile Habaneros. I mean, Mela and Luxgill just seem a cut above these other pairings. And then, I mean, and their ADV too. I mean, Siglet Shortage, I mean, maybe your team specifically with your ADV can compete, but I mean, even then, that could go 1-1, that could go 2-0 either way. Their
Right.
ADV is clearly among the best in the tour as well.
Yeah.
So, all that being said, I will say the top 3 teams in whatever order are the Gold Diggers, the Sears, and the Yetis. And I would say the worst team, if I had to pick one, My buddy Zakaru, the Blackthorn Dragoons, are going to be my pick.
Okay. Yeah.
You're up. Give me a top three and a bottom team, and we'll bring this bitch home.
Let's see. All right, top three. Gold diggers for sure, obviously, and that's not even personal bias. Uh, team two, and I don't know. This is tough. What'd you say? You said
Gold Diggers,
Sears.
Sears, and Yetis were my three.
Sears. I'm with you on the Sears. Yetis. I like them. I'm not sold on them. Um, let's just to mix it up. Let's grab someone else. Definitely not the Supernovas. Definitely not the Pyros. Definitely not the Dragoons. I'm almost like forced to say it's let's say Goldenrod Rollers
Perfect. And
and
the worst team?
are the best or the third best, and the worst I'm gonna say are the Pyros.
Fair enough. You heard it here. That's my take. That's Jabba's take. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this draft. As always, it's been fun, and unlike you guys watching this, Jabba and I both get laid, so we have other things to do with our day. I'll see you guys there.